Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Ben, and got Andrew hanging out over here on the other side, on this side of reality and life, but the other side of wherever I am. Uh, yeah,
Hello from
we're
the
back.
other side.
We're back once again. It's what other cliche openings are there? So welcome,
Dude, I
welcome
spaced
to.
on cliches. That's weird. That's never happened to me in my
Really?
life.
Yeah, we've got I could keep going, but that's okay. We're gonna probably talk about that beep. Is your life support
Sorry.
system okay?
That was our producer. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he needs to push the button to talk into the mic
Yeah.
if he's gonna speak through the glass.
All right.
But
What do we got on the slate today?
the slate is as clean as a whistle. It's empty. It's bulbous. It's open. We'll, we'll bring it, but yeah, we have uh, we have all of 2025 to cover in an hour, so we better get started. No, uh, yeah, it's been a long year so far. Um, 2025 it's had some ups and then some downs and some more downs than
And more
ups.
downs.
But we've got you got you all set up to move, which is pretty cool.
Yep. Hopefully that goes
That's
well.
that's exciting. Y'all are like raring, like leaning out on the runners like stanchions or whatever the props or whatever that they call those, the blocks. Yeah, the blocks.
Runner's blocks.
And you're like waiting for that starting pistol. Like, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Oh
So
man,
that's gonna be fun. Y'all are gonna.
that'll be a good day when it finally happens. Whenever that actually
That's
is.
super exciting. It's always good to get to a new like place with like fresh fresh start, almost kind of just freedom, new like room to mold something.
New sandbox.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that'll be fun. Yeah, we got a lot going on. I mean, it's been nice having the podcast up and running again, so that's been fun.
Yes.
Because man, that was a slow few months there where we were out of commission. We're not totally batting at. We're not at 100% quite yet, but it's nice to be up and running on any at any pace.
Yeah.
As opposed to not at all. It's been nice getting back into the swing of things. Had a couple blockbuster movies to go over, so that helped us, find the groove a little bit.
I really haven't. I mean, we haven't watched that many movies really this year either.
No, just a couple big ones.
But yeah, just some
not
of the
that
big.
many.
And then
That's a good question, actually. Not to derail us, but would you rather have? It's the Michael Scott. Would you rather have 20 medium pizzas? Is it medium okay pizzas or 10 really good pizzas? But would you rather have like a movie every month that came out that was like watchable, totally passable? It has its faults, has its complaints, but like it was enjoyable and you got some out of it, or like 4 big movies every year?
like I can only watch those movies or just stuff in theaters.
Just theaters, like new releases. Like, would you rather just have like every month there's a new movie you can go see and you'll enjoy watching it, but it's fine, but it's not going to be in your top 10 ever. It's just it'll just be another.
I can definitely wait.
Okay.
I can definitely wait for a good one.
Because again,
there's lots of big films that I've been like, no, like take 5 years if you have to, please. Sure. I'd rather that. For sure, I have plenty of stuff to catch up on in between. No, yeah, it seems like they've been doing the other thing, the 20 medium ones for a little while here, and people are finally all figuring it out and like, no, we're fed up with that.
Yeah,
like, don't half do your job. Like, we appreciate when you do it well. And it's like, and I mean, it's had a good after effect though. It's pushed people toward indie film and short film making and stuff where they're actually, it's like if that's what the level of, quality that we can expect, that I can make something, and that people have, and it's been great for creative, the creative side. So
yeah, I will say, on the flip side of that coin of like there's been some flops or some bad movies or like sitting through some sludge as it were.
Mm.
Dude, I was telling you about this a little bit earlier, but I watched The Old Guard 2 on Netflix.
Ooh,
Took me about 4 days to watch it. I just could not
it's a long
get
movie.
into it. Oh my gosh, dude. It felt like it. It felt like it took me 4 days to finish it. It was not good. Like, again, I don't know how long they were working on it, but I do know that the first one came out in 2020 and the second one came out in 2025. So I'm sure there was some COVID stuff or whatever that, set it back and all that. But whether or not you were actively working on the movie the whole time, the story could have been worked, as a writer or whatever. I'm sure they were doing other stuff, but that's a long time to have to be able to work on something.
Yeah.
And like refine it or redraft or what have you. I don't know. However the process works, it did not for this one. And dude, this movie, it felt like they wrote it and shot it and did everything with it in about 7 days. It was rushed. The script, like the screenwriting or the performances were dull and very like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just one off. Like every character had their one character beat, and they all hit that beat, and then that was it. Like there was no depth, there was no arc, there was no. It was just the funny character was a funny character, the serious character was a serious character. Well, and there wasn't even really a serious character. They kind of did the thing where like everybody needs to be quippy, everybody needs to be like the smart remark one or whatever. It's like. Because it's a team of people.
But it was all like first like rough draft.
Oh, dude, it was barely a thought. I don't like that.
Okay.
Is a first draft was rough. If they did any edits on it, I would be surprised. And I'm not trying to hate on anybody or anything, but man, it just was not entertaining in the least. Like it was one of those things. Definitely one of those things where I was like, well, I started it, so I'll finish it, but not even out of morbid curiosity. Like I just finished it just because I started it. The saving grace was it was an hour and 40 something minutes or an hour and 38 minutes or something. It was short.
Okay.
And the credits were long. They had like 11 minutes worth of credits. So I was like, okay, an hour and a half movie. I'll just power through it. And like a couple of the action scenes were okay, but even then, like the first one, the action is definitely what gets you through it. Still not a great movie, but it was fun. The action held up for the most part. It's just a pretty standard modern action movie.
Yeah.
Nothing insane or crazy going on.
Not like
but
crazy
was,
new flip or anything
no,
you've never seen.
It was like fun.
I'm always like that. I try to find in stuff like that where I'm not really digging it. Like I try to find some really inventive new. Like okay, at least they did this.
Oh, they had
I've never
fun
seen
one or something.
Yeah, I've never seen this jump
Yeah.
or whatever.
No, it didn't really have anything spectacular in it, but it was fine. It was just an action movie. Felt like a Will Smith kind of. Did you ever see that Bright movie on Netflix?
I think so. Yeah.
It was kind of like that, where it was like, oh yeah, I watched that. I think it was just it's kind of a movie. Just kind of a whatever. I wasn't mad that I watched it, but I wasn't excited for the next one necessarily.
Yeah, but you do feel bad because you're like, I don't have time for movies like that anymore.
Oh,
like
dude.
you're like that's
No.
to waste. That's like almost feels like a waste.
It was total. But about 8 or 9 minutes in, it was total second screen material. Like it was on while I was cleaning the house. It was on while I was folding my laundry. It was just like, man, I don't have enough time. Like you said, I don't have the time to put into like sitting down and watching this movie.
It's like and watch list stuff is almost like your like notification the red bubble notification stuff where you're just like I want to get it away. It's like if it's stuck on there and it's like oh you have this many remaining, you're like go away and there's no way to get it off there until you do finish it. So I can understand. Like okay, I'll finish this periodically.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, and I guess part of it was curiosity. Like, I did want to know, like, okay, what are they doing with this?
Okay.
Because at a certain point, I was like, this is bad. Like, where do you take it? And then I didn't realize that it was going to be a total cliffhanger. Like, it's a total middle movie. It does not stand on its own at all. It's a sequel in that it sits in the release order is between the first one and the third one if they ever make a third one, but almost nothing happens. Like just enough happens to where it sets up the next movie. And so I was about the 40-minute mark. I was like, man, it's not like not much is going on. Like are they going to get to the main point of the movie and have a conclusion?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's about 10 minutes left, and I was like, oh, they aren't. Like, so I'll spoil it. Spoilers for anyone who cares about the Old Guard 2, which is already like a month old at this point, but it ends with her team, the main lady's team, getting captured by the main villain.
Okay.
And then like the villain of the second movie and her like re-team up to go rescue the team. So like it starts with one villain, and then you find out that villain was working for another villain the whole time, and so the villain that the movie starts with like switches back to the good guys at the end of the movie, and they're like, we're gonna go save them, and they just walk out the door, and that's it. It just ends. And so like 5 or 6 minutes before that happened, I was like, how are they gonna wrap this up? Like, there's no way. And then as the dialogue got more and more choppy into like, oh, what's the plan? What are we gonna do? Da, da, da. And I was like, oh no, they're not gonna end it. It's literally just they walk out the door, the end. And I found that after looking into it a little bit, I found this out. They haven't been cleared for a third movie. Like, there's no guarantee that they get it. They're just banking on this one doing well enough to get a third one, which I felt was super strange to have like a movie that doesn't stand alone on its own at all. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you've gotten, hey, you've got the all clear, you got the green light for a second and a third movie, go. Then you go, okay, I'll, maybe a little bit of a cliffhanger lead into the next one a little bit. But not like having no guarantee whatsoever and going, hey, we're totally, to wrap the story up, like literally if they never make a third one, the story is, there's no conclusion to it. You have no idea what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's been, like, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, it definitely is trying to set up the next film, especially with the end credit scene and all that.
Yeah.
But, like, as a movie, it's still a movie. You can watch it, and there's a story, in that movie with, in and of itself. Like, it's a movie. It's not just like a this week on, like, here's this episode, come back for the finale. It's like, dude, and especially like as a creative team not having the green light for the third one, I don't know if how I would feel about doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that would stress me out a little bit. Anyways, it's not fun. I would not recommend The Old Guard 2. Ugh. I don't even get paid enough to watch that movie.
Yeah, somebody did.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. I looked at the budget and I was like, this movie had how much?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up again right now.
Yeah, I remember the first one having a big budget.
Yeah, I looked it up and I remember being like shocked at how much it had. So I've got to re-look it up real quick.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of them. I remember hearing immediate reviews about the first one, and I was like, cool. Now I'm just passing then.
Yeah, no, I mean the first one was totally watchable. It was fine, but like. Oh, also, I realized this. The story is written by a guy who is at Heroes Con like every year.
Really?
So apparently it's based on a comic.
Yeah,
and
it is.
So
it is.
I didn't even know that until I watched the first movie. And yeah, so I was like, oh, hey, I know him. I've seen this dude a lot. I was like, good job, dude. You got a Netflix movie. That's cool. And then I watched the second. I was like, oh, man. I was like, I wonder how much influence he had on that outside of like writing the comic and then adapting it or whatever. But
Dang.
Anyways. He's a cool guy.
You never know.
Super nice guy, but
A lot of times they just buy the rights and then do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. But let's see. It's
I'm sure the comic's good.
Between $80 and $100 million for the sequel.
Phew.
That's insane. Like, what are we doing, man?
It all went into extra flash powder and mascara and.
They say it went into the quote-unquote stunning fight choreography and special effects, including a push for practical effects to enhance realism. I mean, some of the fight scenes were okay, but that is as far as I will go to praise it. If you want to spend $100 million...
That's what $100 million worth of special effects looks like.
Dude, that's crazy. Which, I don't know if we ever talked about this movie, but did you ever watch Godzilla Minus One?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, we should watch that.
Yeah.
Because, so it comes highly recommended to me. I'm super excited. I'm planning on watching it this week. But it had like an $80 million budget or something. And I saw the trailer and I watched one of my buddies who was telling me about it. like showed me one of the clips, and I was like, no way, like it looks incredible. And then I sat down and I was like, oh yeah, because $80 million is a lot of money. You get kind of desensitized to it because you think, you keep hearing these Marvel budgets like $290 million.
Yep.
And you're like, wow, 80 million's not even close to that. They must not be able to do anything. But then, like you said, you watch one of these indie films that had like 300,000 or like $2.5 million, and it looks great.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, you can do a lot with that amount of money. Like $80 million is a crap ton of money if you don't have one actor whose paycheck is $80 million.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Which I like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans just as much as the next guy. But if you're telling me like, hey, you get one of those guys or you get $80 million into the rest of your movie, it's like, I think I know which one we're choosing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we're picking somebody else.
Yeah, like I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as much as I like, well, not as much as I like Iron Man, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you get the same guy and better, a good story still and entertainment or whatever, and it's like, hey, you did a good job. Which that's how they end up making so much money. But still, man, it's just every time I see those guys' paycheck, I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, good job for you, right? No hate, but man, I wish they had made a better movie.
Yeah, because that can affect some people's, like, it's like if they realize that they're already, it's like, oh, we're guaranteed this. I don't have to try as hard because I don't care about what this is right now. Like, that can happen. That can affect performances and outcomes. So it's like, yeah, I think getting somebody that's like excited for what this is rather than a big name can sometimes be a thing. It doesn't necessarily hurt. And I mean, draws do work. I mean,
yeah,
obviously that's why they still do it. But I mean, yeah, I think sometimes people lose sight of, like, yeah, they'll find people that are playing themselves, and because they're like, this is what we imagined. Well, and they get used to that.
But also you can have
somebody trying something new.
A lot of those guys do movies where they're like, hey, you don't have to pay me a whole lot of money, like, depending on how the movie does or whatever. Like, they make a lot of deals because sometimes they just are like, hey, I like the creative idea behind this, let's do it. Or something like I don't know how much he made on it, but Shutter Island, I remember that being a really big deal when it came out. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo in it, and it only has like an $80 million budget, which seems pretty low, especially for, it's what, 2013 or 14 or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was early 2010s.
Yeah.
And like, so that was when movies were like 180, 190, 200 million already, right? Like Avengers was 2012, and that had like a 200 something $million, which again, much larger cast.
I think that was a special case, yeah.
But still, like, that's around the time when movies were hitting that 200 mark.
I think, like, there was like early Disney animation studio films coming out then, and then like some of the Madagascar films, and like there was I was trying to think of like what animation budgets were at that time.
Oh, I have no idea. I would have to look it up.
Because I feel like, yeah, some of those would probably be still in like the 120. But I mean, and even then though, that's still only like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Or so.
Which is crazy to think that's 15 years ago. Man, that Shutter Island is... I'm going to look it up now because I'm curious. How old is Shutter Island? It came out in...
I know there was lots of talk about like a twist and it being a big deal.
Oh, did you never watch it?
Twist. No, I've seen it since then, but
2010.
But I was trying to remember the consensus. I don't remember. I thought people thought it was bad.
No, yeah, it's not awesome. But I was using it as an example of, like, a modest budget with two big names. Like, Mark Ruffalo wasn't the Hulk at the time, but like, still he was a well-known guy, and he's a good actor. He's been in Zodiac and all kinds of
Sliding Doors.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. And Leonardo DiCaprio was Leonardo DiCaprio, you know. And
Yeah.
I feel like it had a couple other people in it too. Maybe not, obviously
Yeah,
not
it did.
huge
It did.
names, but it had some big, some names, some recognizable names, and it's still, 80 million, under 100 million. It made its money back times like 3 or 4 or something. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it was successful at the time, but it's just I was mostly using it as an example. Like you can still get bigger names and still pay them well and still
Yeah.
come in under $100 million and
Absolutely.
make a decent movie, or a decent looking movie. Still, it's not like it had crazy special effects, but like it was story driven and character driven. It's like you can do that now. Like what I'm looking forward to in Godzilla -1. It's like I heard it's really good story, really good characters, and the special effects looked great because they spent their money where they knew to spend
But
it.
I heard, yeah, exactly. They used it correctly. They used
Right.
it in a certain way and like sparingly, and so it has more of an impact rather than just like Godzilla's there the whole time when he's just doing whatever. It's like
Yeah.
it's gonna be maybe focusing more on people, the human story side, or something. They're gonna have an angle at it. So, I mean, there's gonna be less than one Godzilla apparently. So it's minus. Anyway,
Minus.
so this was a bad joke.
Yeah.
So
I was laughing on the inside.
okay. All right.
No, wait, I was dying on the inside.
Dying laughing.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that is one that's on the list for me too. So,
Look,
maybe
check
we'll
that
be able
out.
to talk about that pretty soon.
But,
And
oh, dude, sorry. Real quick. You know how when you open the Google page, it gives you like 4 articles or whatever, like right off the bat of like this with like crappy headlines to try to grab your attention. I don't know if your phone does that. My phone does that. If I open Google, there's like 4 things.
I don't use
pop up.
Google, but yeah.
Well, if you were to be cultured and use good, no, I'm just kidding. Uncultured, I don't know. Anyways, but if you open it, there's like 4 or 5 articles right at the top of like click here, and they all have some type of crazy headline.
Okay.
One of them today said Pedro Pascal exits Doomsday filming, and I was like, oh, interesting. Like, wonder what's going on. Like the movie Fantastic Four just came out. What's going on?
Wrapped filming.
And so I did the clickbaity thing and clicked on it. It was like he completed his scenes. He's done filming, and I was like,
Wow.
that's not the same as exit.
Yeah, that's
you
very clickbaity.
Yeah, you totally made it sound like he was leaving the film because of something happening.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, yeah, the something happening was
implies.
he's done filming. Like that stuff. It's so I hate that stuff. I usually, if there's a page that posts those, I usually end up just blocking those pages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna go down your website anymore. I don't care what your articles are.
Everybody does it now. It's terrible. It's an epidemic of just like it's like they're starving for clicks. Like they're not getting anything. It's like, come on, guys. You don't have to do that anymore. Like we're interested in the information. If we're here, we're interested. You're getting. It's like the only people they're getting with that is people that don't follow, that it's being sponsored to, that don't follow the page. It's like the people that already follow are already there for the information, so you don't have to trick them like that. That makes them want to go away for sure.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're done with you, comicbookmovie.com.
Yeah, right.
And Screen Rant.
Oh, dude, Screen Rant is so bad about it. Like,
yeah,
it's 90% those now. I've blocked
guilty.
Screen Rant on almost everything.
Yeah.
Now, like, especially now that Ryan George has his own channel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I stayed for the pitch meetings. Now those aren't even there. We're done.
Games Radar sometimes.
Oh, dude, it's pretty much everybody, but some of
IGN.
them are worse than others. Some of them still have real articles, at least, without the headlines.
Some are just like, oh, did you see these new photos? And you're like, that was it? You just posted photos and there's nothing else?
There's no
tags?
No commentary, no nothing.
Cool.
It's just a photo thing.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. But...
Man, indeed. We already talk about Heroes?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. I don't think we had a dedicated podcast to it.
Right. Yeah. I think. Oh, so, this won't age or anything, but the main thing that I remember from this summer is how hot it's been, which I called, by the way. I said I said early on because it was like, okay, we're getting these weird like early heat waves in
Yep.
like April or
You
whatever,
did say
just
that.
random like couple of days or weeks, and we're like, that's weird. And I was like, if it's already this hot for a couple of days, I was like, imagine July.
Yeah.
And yeah, it has been. I mean, the feel has been in the hundreds, multiple weeks.
Oh, this is week number 4
Like,
of
yeah,
real feels being 110 plus.
yes. And then in some states, yeah, it's like actually gone. Like Arizona, I know has had over 100 for sure. Like, there's been lots of. I mean, we don't get it that bad, but we have all the humidity as well. So
Yeah, it's been bad.
it's just been crazy hot and just tough to do almost anything if you work outside or have to go outside to
Yeah,
go
that's it. Or
anywhere.
if you breathe outside.
Just you step outside and it's like the scene from Terminator. You just, but yeah,
heat wave.
yeah, it makes people grumpy and hard to deal with for sure. And so that hurts all the customer service people working these days. Like everybody's affected by this. This is not, no one's safe.
No one's safe. I will say it does make movie viewing experiences either way better or way worse. And what I mean by that is when it's this hot outside and you go to the theater and you sit down and it's like 65 degrees in there, it's
freezing.
amazing. It's so
freezing.
cold. But
Yeah.
I went into the theater the other day. When I watched Fantastic Four, I watched it on a Monday at 1 p.m. Like there was like 5 people in the whole theater. And one of the theater rooms had a broken air conditioner. And that I didn't go in that one to watch Fantastic Four, but it reminded me of times where I have been in out the theater I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names, but there's a theater we used to watch a lot of movies at, and many times I was in there when the air conditioner broke, and it like negatively impacts your viewing of the movie to the point where I was like, man, I hated that movie, and then I'd watch that movie again later on DVD in my house or whatever. Like, that was a pretty good movie. I must have just been pissed about how hot it was.
No, totally. Like, okay, so I just had an experience like that. So literally watching Fantastic Four, we went to an AMC and they have those reclining, everything's reclining now.
Right.
They've unified all that. And I sat down and 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 it was fine. And then I like reclined the chair all the way down, and right at the lumbar support spot, the lower like little section was like started getting a little warm, and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." And it just progressively got and we were still in the credit like the ads section, and it was getting progressively hotter, and I was like, "What is happening?" And I was like, why am I noticing this?" And so I like put my hands back there, and it just kept getting hotter and hotter. I was like, "Is something about to explode?" Like, is the and I like tried to brought my seat all the way back up to see if, and it was like, I think it was every time I activated like the motor in there, like it was like overheating the
so
motor.
It didn't have like a heated seat button.
No. The seat, it was just, and it was in the low section that actually sticks out, so I had to like sit forward on my seat finally, and I like sat for the first like 30 minutes of the film like just like on the front edge of my seat while everybody like laid back. I'm like sitting forward, and I was like probably looked really weird.
You look like I do.
I was very actively listening or whatever.
Oh, dude, I do that all the time in movies. I mean, you've watched enough movies with me to know I lean forward and I'm I get into it.
Yeah, you can lean forward at a certain second. You definitely want it, but
yeah.
I was just immediately like I was on the edge of my seat, but not because of the film.
I asked because I've done that before, where I was in a nicer theater I wasn't used to going to, and I accidentally hit the heated seat button on the heated seat, and I was like, why is it so hot? And then I realized like, oh, I'm on level 3 of heated seat. I'm sweating in this movie theater.
But yeah, no, it was very uncomfortable, and I finally like I didn't have any extra layers to like put between myself and it, and so I finally like leaned back on like the top edge, but like no, it
like holding yourself with your head.
Yeah, I was just kind of holding myself at different times, but like it never went down pretty much through the whole, and I was seriously like thinking about, I was like, I need to tell the manager here or whatever, like, hey, there's something wrong with that seat because somebody else is gonna have to deal with this. And yeah, it negatively impacted that viewing, I'm pretty sure, for sure, because I did not like, no, I was gonna no But yeah, no, that like it definitely like the situation you're in, like whatever the
Yeah.
environment, like, and that's why they set up those environments to specifically like make you
Yeah.
experience in the best way that they can,
That's
and
what
by doing
Nicole Kidman always says.
they keep it at a very cold temperature, so you stay awake. Like there's all these like little things that they
Oh, dude,
slowly
I'll
over the
fall
years
asleep
figured
in cold
around.
temperature. I'm the opposite.
Well,
If it's
you're weird,
cold,
so
yeah, I am weird, and I do like it cold, but I will
no,
pass
no, because
out.
it's like the reason people like sleep with cold is because then they can pile blankets on, not so they, oh, I love the cold. Like,
Oh, dude,
what are
I
you?
throw the blankets up against the wall and go full starfish in 65 degrees. I love sleeping in cold weather. It's amazing.
Okay, okay. You do well in motel rooms then, huh?
Oh, dude,
When
yeah.
it's like 40 degrees with
The air
those air
conditioning unit has two
conditioning.
settings, either 108 degrees or 40,
Yeah.
and I go with the 40.
Uh, but yeah, that. So okay, so since we're talking about, we can do like a little mini Fantastic Four thing if you want.
Yeah,
We can
yeah, I
do a
don't
little
want
like a non-spoilery.
to. Ooh, man, non-spoiler, so hard for me, man. Why do
I
you do
know,
this?
I know.
No, yeah, let's do it.
Liked it, hated it.
I'll dive in first. Yeah. Let's see. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Um, I liked it. I don't know. I would throw it somewhere in the middle rankings of most of the Marvel movies.
Okay.
It was less irrelevant than something like Eternals or Shang-Chi or something like that, but I would put it
Yeah.
probably in that category of like when I watched it, I was entertained, somewhat forgettable. I mean, not super forgettable because I just watched it and like some of those
But
movies
you're trying.
yeah, no, some of those movies you walk out of and you're like, what happened in that? And it wasn't that. It was
Mm,
better than that of like, okay, it had some moments.
yeah.
Um, I wish they had done a little bit more with it as far as like I know it wasn't an origin story, but it was an introduction to the Fantastic Four, especially in this universe and for a whole nother generation of people potentially. And so I wish it had done a little bit more with the like it emphasized heavily like, oh, family first, family, but there wasn't a whole lot of family dynamic stuff. Like the
Yeah.
story was very hyper focused around like family and what type of decisions you make regarding like the people you care about the most and how that affects your every other decision. So like the story was oriented around it obviously, but like the character interactions were pretty lacking when it came to like familiarity between Sue and Johnny.
Mm,
And they did okay with Reed and Ben. Like there's a couple moments where I was like, I believe they're friends for sure, but I don't know. They didn't play around with it at all. Like it didn't feel very free. It felt very like, hey, we have a story to tell. Everything we do has to point towards the story, and once we get to the middle, like we gotta get the beginning had to get to the middle of the story, the middle had to get to the end, and the end was the end, and that was it. If that makes sense, it's just very rigid and very like
yeah.
ABCD done, you know.
Sure.
And I think they could have done with a scene or two of like Johnny and Sue interacting with each other in a more emotional setting, and there was room for it. Like there were scenes that they could have
Yeah.
thrown a couple things in.
Mm,
I mean, you literally there. I know we're doing spoiler free, but the trailers kind of give you this almost. And it's been out for a month, so go watch it if you want to see it. Pause this and go watch the movie, and then come back. I'm not going to spoil it, but
we'll wait.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll wait right here. No, but like you literally see Sue Storm give birth in this movie, and so it's like, yeah, there's emotional scenes, there's high impact stuff, like
Yeah.
there's room for that type of scene, and they don't really do much with those. Um, they did like one or two playful scenes that I remember we were talking about. There's a scene where like Sue uses her invisibility to like sneak up on Johnny and Ben and kind of startle them, like just for fun.
Mm,
And I was like, yeah, like that's kind of the stuff the movie was missing. There was like one or two of those moments in the whole movie,
okay.
and then everything else was just like story beat, story beat, story beat, story beat. And I was like, okay, like I don't know, it was good, but it was lacking. That's what I'll say. What about you?
Yeah, I think I had a similar reaction to it because it was very much a movie, but you could see it's mainly set up and also, hey, here's the Fantastic Four real quick before we lead into Doomsday,
Mm-hmm.
because they have to be here and we don't want to just introduce them in Doomsday.
Right.
So um, yeah, it really did just kind of feel like a setup. There wasn't a whole lot. There were stakes involved, but like as a whole, the film was just kind of, like you said, just a family about their, trying to talk about their dynamics and just who they are. And but even then, it doesn't really show too much of that yet.
Mm-mm.
Somehow, even though
It
it's decently long, but
it did an okay job of like giving them all something to do, but at the same time, there was a lot where it felt like they didn't have a lot to. Certain ones had not a lot to do. Like
yeah,
there's a whole 30 minutes of the movie where it doesn't feel like Ben has anything to do.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
he's there
he's there.
really just to support
He's
and
just there.
make food.
Yeah, like but there's literally 30 minutes, probably almost uninterrupted, where he's there. He's part of the group. They make a point to like show him involved doing stuff, but he's not doing anything specific or
Yeah,
like that he specifically would be good at or do. Like, there's no like, oh, we need a strong man type thing. Not even anything cheap. Like, he's just there and they're doing all the science stuff and they're coming up with a plan and he's just kind of in the room also. And it was
yeah, yeah,
like, okay, like they there was times where they did really good. Like I was telling you this earlier,
yeah,
I thought they did really good with giving Johnny something to do and not just making him like the dumb playboy younger brother, because
yeah,
the early 2000s films kind of had a problem. They struggle with that a little bit where they're like, oh, he's got to be like the hot-headed playboy, so we got to make him kind of goofy.
mm,
And it was like, yeah, but he's also one of the astronauts and he's supposed to be really smart.
yeah,
He's dumb in comparison to Reed, who's the smartest man in every room he walks into. But he's still like, compared to the just the average Joe dude, Johnny Storm's a really smart guy.
yeah,
And then they attempted it in Fan Four Stick, where they were like, he built his own engine for a car. See, he is smart. And then that was like all they gave him in the whole movie. And but like this one did good in certain areas, but then like I said, there's 30-minute segments where almost, aside from Reed and Sue, almost any other character they give you has nothing to do for long stints.
yeah,
So definitely that was noticeable.
yeah. There's some things that bothered, but yeah, I'm in the low end of liked it. I think
Yeah.
um, it wasn't the worst or anything. It's
I,
got some interesting stuff.
I think I enjoyed it more than Superman, if we want to do like a little comparison between the two, since they came out right next to each other.
Mm,
But not like, if you were like, no, because of this, and that, and point a bunch of stuff out to me, I wouldn't like. It's not a hill I'm willing to die on.
yeah,
Like, just a feeling I walked away from the theater with, of like, oh yeah, like, I think I liked that a little bit more.
yeah,
But like, if we're talking like Superman was a 6.2, 6.3, then Fantastic Four was like a 6.3, 6.4. Like it's
very
better, but
close.
is it? I don't know.
I think Superman was a little bit better for me,
Yeah.
but
Well, and that's the thing is I've heard that a lot. Like, oh
yeah,
man, I would like Superman so much more, and I was like, I didn't get that at all. Like, I could easily be flipped, but it wasn't like very apparent. Like we have some friends that were talking about
yeah,
it, and they were like vehemently against Fantastic. They were mad about it, and they were like, "Go watch Superman twice instead." I was like, "Really? Like, no, dude. Like, it was fine, but calm down a little."
yeah,
But like I said, I could be convinced of like, no, Superman was more fun because of this stuff. And if I thought about it, maybe I'm wrong. That's fine, but I don't have one or the other. Like,
it was definitely more fun. I mean, if that's what they were wanting to say, Superman was just like, it was like a carnival ride more than this. This was a little somber, more
yeah,
like
but the
the
pacing.
stuff they're dealing with.
I almost feel like the pacing in Fantastic Four was a little better, even though it wasn't as high octane or whatever. Like Superman had
Yeah,
higher highs,
yeah,
probably, but Fantastic Four was. That was one thing I really appreciate about it, is that there was never a spot in the movie where I felt like super taken out of it. And we talked about this when we did our Superman review. There was a few times in Superman where I was like, I am watching a movie and I'm reminded that it's a movie, and it kind of takes you out of it. And Fantastic Four might have had one or two, but they definitely weren't as big moments or as impactful.
Okay.
So I don't know. I thought the pacing in Fantastic Four was really well done. But yeah, I don't want to get too into it. But yeah, I think that's good. I think
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, like I don't want to drop a hard rating on here, but it was watchable, super watchable, and like in theaters too. I thought it's definitely a theater movie. Would you give it that, or no? You think wait?
I think from what I've seen, for one aspect of it, I think an IMAX viewing is probably worth, while it is an IMAX, that's probably worth it for a couple of spots.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it kind of seemed like because of the setting, it almost seemed like an old like TV episode, like the
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke Show or something, because it was very well like costumed and
Yeah.
themed, and production design
I will say
was very good. So
it looked way better than the trailer made it look. When the trailer dropped, I was like, man, that doesn't look awesome.
right,
And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, this actually looks
yeah,
pretty good.
It looks good.
Like, not phenomenal. It's not the greatest space movie or whatever I've seen, but it was good.
Yeah, there was some spectacle stuff for sure that a big screen would merit.
Well, and they actually made Reed's stretching ability watchable. Because that's always been a little bit of a struggle.
Oh, and, well, so they cut out the whole fight with Red Ghost at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
For I guess for time or some kind of thing they said. They ended up and they kind of reference it for a second, but that's all. And
I didn't know that.
but yeah, that was a whole thing that they shot with John Malkovich apparently.
Nice.
Because I remember like from one of the early teasers, there was like a shot of him, and then they were like, yeah, it just didn't end up working with what we ended up doing. But it was like a whole thing where they.
Oh yeah, there he is.
I was like, huh, that's interesting.
He actually makes a good Red Ghost. That's cool.
Yeah, but since it's not in there, I was like, I could say that probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely worked on getting this to what they wanted out of it, and the setup is kind of in the end like a lot of these MCU films they don't seem to matter in the long run. You're like, oh, I don't have to watch that more than once, but they always manage to slip stuff in where you're like, for continuity, I do need to see this once because there's something important that they drop in. So they always try to get you. But I guess compared to some of the other Marvel films this year, it was probably in up the top.
It's at the top by a long shot for anything Marvel produced specifically this year. Which, again, I have not finished or really sat down and made time to watch Thunderbolts, so I'm not judging this entirely fairly. But I started Thunderbolts and wasn't into it enough to continue it in one sitting, so that tells me something about like, is it Fantastic Four I wanted to watch and wanted to finish it. Thunderbolts I was very uninterested in. So, and again, that might be going in with some bias. It definitely is going in with some bias, but by my standards, it's well above anything they produced this year.
I like the fun dynamics of like the group comedy thing that was happening, like group action team up thing that was happening this sorry, not Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Not DC. But
no, I mean that's fair, but also I've seen Marvel do this and I've seen them do it better. So I was watching it kind of like,
do you think
I missed the Guardians?
So as to that, what about this Fantastic Four compared to the previous Fantastic Four films?
Yeah, I thought a little bit about that. I need to probably rewatch the old ones to really consider that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I like the old ones. They're cheesy. They're goofy. I mean, they're super. They're like almost campy levels.
Sure.
Of like, yeah. But I mean, they're fun.
Yeah, this one takes itself more seriously.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely takes itself more seriously. I mean, when I compare it to Fan Four Stick, it's almost as good. Just kidding. No, it's leaps and bounds better than that. Terrible movie. I was thinking of adjectives, but no, it's better than that one. I would say it's comparing it to the Rise of the Silver Surfer, because that one also has Silver Surfer in it, and follows some of the same beats or kind of. But I would definitely watch it. At least again, not having seen the old ones in a while, I think I would rather watch the new one.
Okay.
But again, it's if those are a 5.5, this is a 6 or something. It's not like wow, it's way better than the original. Like I would almost say like, hey, watch the original or the old ones and this one. So you can kind of get a feel because
Yeah.
the old ones definitely do. It's hard to compare because the first one's an origin story, so you get introduced to the characters and they play around with the characters a lot more in that. Also, there's some spoiler territory I don't want to get too into in this, but yeah, I would say I think I stand by that. I think I stand by like it's a little bit better. What about you? You think?
Yeah, I think, and probably because this one probably is closer to the comics in a way, like because of the goofiness of the other one, they may have taken like liberties with some of it. I mean, they definitely did with some of the end stuff, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
like yeah, this probably is a closer all around thing. So I mean, I would say this is probably the better end all thing like of a property for Fantastic Four right now.
Yeah.
Compared to I haven't seen like the original like the 80s or whatever
Yeah, I don't
one
think
yet,
you need
but
to watch that.
but I think that even though I have a lot of love for the middle 2000s ones because they were just fun, and that was kind of the stuff we watched a lot of. But yeah, I think that's probably doing the best that they've done so far for the first family of Marvel. I wonder what the Stan Lee cameo would have been.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was
Yeah.
like, man, what would they have done? That would have been fun.
Yeah, this would have been a good one for him. um, but yeah, we sorry that flashed for a second. I was like, what was that?
No, you're good.
I don't know. It was like the power was trying to go out or what?
Flickering lights. We've now entered into the
Yeah,
horror movie section.
we're kind
of
of
this
like
podcast.
we're a little apprehensive this technology right now. We're afraid of it. You're not supposed to let technology know that you're afraid of it, but yeah, that's where we're at. Um, let's see.
What else is on the docket?
Yeah, I'm
I
trying to
guess
think.
I was about to say. I guess we could kind of start jumping into the whatchamacallit, the episode we watched today
Oh yeah,
while it's fresh on the mind.
we did watch an episode. We it was the Torment of Tantalus. Tantalus. Um, this one was I don't know if it was filler, but because it is still the first season, but I think it still had some good moral lessons and like a pretty serious subject, as simple as it was in a way. Um, that was very sobering for sure, the situation, but it was similar to some others, but in its own way where they kind of start you out with the doctor kind of like reviewing old footage. I didn't pick up exactly what did it just start with that, or did it explain why he was looking into that?
I don't think
I think it
so.
was just I think he was just reviewing old footage from
Yeah,
the bunker.
I think it just starts with him watching old footage. And
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Because then he explains that like the reason he was doing it is like it wasn't all the way that they did the first test or how they were building. I think the or did they find it or did they build the one on there? I guess they found
They
it.
found it.
So
Yeah.
so
'Cause they were all
basically
placed on the
so
planets.
he was like, there's no records, like written records of what they did to the experiments and how they got it and everything there, and figured out like what it was and testing it and all that. And he was like, I'm interested in that, but they don't have any, but he had footage of it, so where this guy was going around and filming everything. And and then that's how they stumble upon, oh, they actually activated this thing, and there's no records of that. And they're like, that's interesting. And so,
but it was recorded, which was a little bit
yeah, it's like,
interesting.
I wonder why that was locked away somewhere if it was so illegal. But so yeah, there were a lot of people. What was the timing of that? Was it like
It was 50 years prior,
50
or
years
more
prior.
than they say more than 50 years ago.
Oh, okay, so it's probably like the 40s or something.
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, they actually rig a guy up and send him through, which then like deactivated the portal or the wormhole. So
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they ever give a reason as to why it closed
yeah,
on him. Do they?
like he goes through and then like you find out that the pad gets damaged on the other side. So I don't know if
Or it might have
he
already
like
been damaged.
landed on it and broke it on the way through, or
Well, no, definitely not, because remember, it's faced the wrong direction, because when the team goes through later, they don't even see that it was broken.
yeah, it's like facing the portal, which yeah, generally it is facing away, right? But anyway, so yeah, a guy goes through, the portal closes, and that's all they know, and they're like, oh, they never even told anybody, like this was like redacted from then on.
Yeah, they said the man
like,
died in an explosion.
yeah, and they like lie, they like tell everybody he died in a lab explosion and just wipe their hands clean of it, a typical government cover up. But yeah,
Actually, Richard Dean Anderson had a joke in that one, didn't he? He was like, Daniels says something about the Pentagon didn't have any notes about something happening, and Richard Dean Anderson's character is like, the Pentagon has lost entire countries.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so I don't I don't remember where that was in the episode, but I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, and he's right. He's right.
He is right. But no,
I think then they kind of they follow to the they follow in a way, like they get their team together, and they go and like through, well, first, okay, they jump, one of the guys goes to a person that this lady that used to run a bunch of the programming, because she was related to, I guess, the one of the previous generals, or
she was the
project
general's
leaders.
daughter.
Yeah, from that time, he goes to talk to her and get information, and they decide, oh, well, now since we can go through and we've found this location again, I think that's what it was. They like figured out.
Well, because
he deciphered where they had sent
Daniel, because he was on watching the video. He was like, "We have the map right there. Like, I know all the symbols that they dialed in because they did it manually."
Because like they didn't know back then, but he's like, "Yeah, I know exactly where that."
Yeah.
And so they send the team through, and they end up in like a collapsed looking, like broken down rooms.
It's almost like a temple.
Yeah, and they encounter an old man there, and it turns out the guy did survive and has been alive this whole time, in this other plane, or planet, or wherever this is. And they were trying to figure out, oh, maybe this is not a planet that has been discovered by the Goa'uld, which would be interesting, because then they're like, okay, maybe that could be proof that they weren't the ones that were instrumental in creating this stuff. So that opens up a whole bunch of new worms, if that's true.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've believed up to this point. And then the other side is, I thought was very, it was like heartbreaking, and kind of because the man and the lady that they went and talked to, they were engaged before he went through, and was thought to have died, and then when he went through, he couldn't understand why they never came for him while he was there, and he was and he was trying to survive the whole time, and he kind of made up, like he started hallucinating, I guess, that she was still there with him, and
Yeah, I kind of
basically
missed that part.
the whole time he kind of continued his relationship with her through the whole time, just through his heartbreak and dealing with it all in his own way, and eventually later to rest in his mind, I guess, after at some point. But for he was talking throughout it about like different conversations that he had or the way she felt about things, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't feel like I wouldn't have felt that way," or "Oh, yeah, I feel like that's accurate."
Yeah.
But it was weird because it was just like, yeah, he had to kind of use her memory to keep him going for like 50 years or something, and yeah, that's that's just torture. Um, that's like I'm not sure what he ate, or I guess he had
Yeah.
some fruit looking
Yeah,
thing,
they showed like a lot of food.
but
And the
I don't know
planet
where he.
planet was like a normal looking planet,
Okay,
so he probably just
I
scavenged
guess he
for
just
stuff.
scavenged it, but yeah, it seemed like there wasn't much of anything else there in the way of life forms. But he was able to somehow make it. It would have been more realistic if they just found bones probably, but yeah, it ended up looking like a pretty huge structure, like almost like a castle, like they were saying.
Hmm.
So somebody definitely built that.
Oh yeah.
For sure, somebody was there, and they talked about um, there's a room that had like another powered device that was kind of like a planetarium a little bit and had like different alien. They said different alien languages on the walls, but some were just like Celtic and just like
Right.
runes from Earth. Um, but yeah, they were all different. There was like an Arabic looking like serif type writing, and there was a I don't know if there's a cuneiform, but it was something similar.
Something like that.
But yeah, they and so the doctor he gets real. Jackson gets real like um, he kind of starts to feel they he gets in a dilemma where he's like, oh, I've it's my duty now to stay here and like document this because this could answer a bunch of things about the universe, because they were talking about, oh, this is like where a whole bunch of people um came, like maybe it was like a conference center where a bunch of races came together and talked about things and discussed how to go to different planets, maybe like for travel or for commerce or what have you, and we're using it as a way to like communicate, or and so he was surmising that they had created like a universal language
Hmm.
based on like atoms and different elements, atomic elements. So that was interesting. So he was definitely like for sure like trying to, he's like, I feel validated in like trying to figure this out, but they they had a ticking clock because they noticed, of course, there was a big storm showing up, and they were up,
Hmm.
and of course there was an eroding cliff under the edge of the castle, and all this stuff is started to pile up, and it was just like,
Very,
oh, okay, so
very
now,
convenient timing
yeah,
stuff.
so then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna take this guy back through the portal, or the Stargate, and that's when they realize, oh, the dial home device, um, the shell in the middle that looks like an eggshell, the little glass dome is busted, and some of the all the crystals and different things, mechanisms on the inside, they have no idea how to program. I mean, they didn't, they haven't actually. I don't think they dissected those things yet. They've always been intact.
Right.
Yeah, this one's busted, and so then they're like, okay, now we have not only a time limit but a challenge to figure out how to activate, to like jury rig this Stargate so they can get back through. And so they um yeah, they send a couple people over to talk to one guy, and then they have a couple people working on that. There is like a little rover, um one of the like exploratory
The ones that
like
they send in first.
yeah, like the what do they call it? A not a sensor, but like
I think they
a
just call them scouts
remote. Yeah.
or
Um,
something.
I think they had a term. I'm trying to remember what it was, but because they were like, oh, wouldn't that thing had, and they named it, like, wouldn't that have said it if when it came through
Mm-hmm.
on the initial thing? And he was like, no, like it wouldn't have known to look at that, But anyway,
Well, no, what they say is because it's like the screen on it is busted,
yeah,
and so Sam says like
it just knew it was there
it
based on the
scanned it
shape.
and saw that it was here because
Yeah,
it's just a video recording, but they didn't go all the way around it to make
yeah,
sure it was functional.
functional.
So it was still sitting there, but they didn't do any type
Yeah,
of indicator of like, oh, it works.
yeah. So they do a whole bunch of different like ways to like shorten the timer and stuff by like having like that keypad thing like fall through the floor and like all kinds of like they kept trying different things, and then they were like, we're gonna harness lightning of the storm from the roof to like jumpstart the pour, which I didn't realize that was a thing, like that it just required like a certain amount of heat. And they were like, yeah, it can come from anything. They were like named every type of like heat
Yeah.
creation. Like, oh wow, so you can literally just shock this thing.
There was
To work.
a funny line in there where Richard Dean Anderson's like, survival skills 101. He's like, we know what we have, and we need to know what we don't have, so we need to know what we need, or something like that. Like he says it in a very like Boy Scouty way. And he goes, but he's like basically he says like, what do we have and what do we need? And Teal goes, we have the Stargate. We need a way to open it. And it was like, yeah. He's like, and he just looked at him and goes, "Thank you, Teal." He was like, because he took him like literally.
It's completely literal.
It was funny. That was a good. I love those little lines between those two because they're both such like they deliver them so well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Teal. He's just like he looks at him. He's like, because Teal has this look on his face like, I know you're not this dumb, but I know I heard what you said correctly, so I'm going to answer you. But like, because he understands that something's wrong.
Like, I understand.
Yeah,
the way he is. I can't get mad at him.
Yeah, right, you interpreted that literally.
That's my bad for not being more concise. But yeah, so yeah, the situation, like, she also the Caroline, I think is her name.
Catherine.
Catherine.
No. Yeah, Catherine.
It's Catherine. So Catherine was the older lady from their side of Earth that came along with them. She gets reunited with him, and they have to deal with the whole thing where she had like mourned him as well, and had been without, and she had a whole different experience because she had thought him dead the whole time, whereas he was like living, knowing, oh, maybe she's coming back for me, and then, oh, maybe she's not coming back for me.
Yeah.
And then, who knows what would run through the mind. But she had like gone through the grieving process and everything, and resigned him and like moved on. And then, but there was still something, I think, there for sure, because she was, it was immediately like, yeah, let's go get him. Once they were like, oh yeah, there's a chance, and we can go to this place. And then she said, like, when she saw him, when she came through, that like her heart started racing. So that was cool. But it was like
good human moments.
But yeah, just a terrible, unfortunate situation. And but yeah, they managed to jump the Stargate for just long enough, and then
they use. Oh, this is actually cool. Sorry, but when they send in the guy back in the 40s or whatever, they put him in one of those old diving gear things with a big heavy metal helmet. And so because the storm's happening and they need power, they use his old metal helmet, like his submersion, like underwater helmet, to
lightning rod.
Put it on top of the castle as a lightning rod. And I was like, that was cool. Like, I like stuff like that. That was just fun.
They used what they had. They also, cause that's what I was saying about the little scout thing. They like dismantled parts of it to create, like, to actually work and build like a little motor and different stuff originally, or an alternator.
Yeah.
So they could actually, boost it off of the original plan, which they had to abandon because it didn't work for long enough. But Yeah, they were using everything that they had available, which wasn't much. But they they managed to get it back going, and then they all like run through, and of course Daniel's like lollygagging behind trying to get the last like bits of information he can from this thing and not wanting to get in, and O'Neill has to like talk to him and be like, hey, like what hey, what good is it if the information, if you have the information, but you can never bring it to people. And he's like trying to convince him. It's like, bro, you don't need to stay. It's like we can come back, technically, if that's what it comes to. And he was very resistant and he keeps wanting to just stay in these places
every time,
every single time. But so he finally, I don't think he actually does convince him, but he still decided. He finally comes with him, and it's a little too late almost because several beams almost like fall on him, and then they're able to like dive through like the second it closes. But they somehow make it back out of that one. Presumably the castle falls off the cliff after that, because there didn't seem to be a way to reactivate that.
They dial back and they can't open the Stargate again.
So they got what they could out of it. Hopefully they had the man while he was there, he had journaled like as much as he could about what was there. So they have those notes.
Yeah.
And details and thoughts of 50 years worth of thoughts.
Yeah.
Notes.
I think he even says to Daniel, like, I apologize if some of it's a little rambly or something like that. He was like, I was alone for 50 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably got a little bit crazy.
Probably. I mean,
the first thing he does when they get through the Stargate is he pokes him. He's like, I'm real. It was like, that was a good moment, too.
Yeah, he was pretty shaky at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he didn't have as much hair as he should. No. He didn't have like a long beard.
No, he was pretty clean shaven.
No, but yeah, I think it was pretty good overall. They kind of close it out there and are like, oh, we'll get back to that eventually, if we can. Or we saved the guy. That was the main thing. They're like, we got him.
Yeah, the whole thing was the rescue mission.
Yeah. Most of them were pretty happy with that. But yeah,
dude, Daniel's gonna be depressed by the end of the show. Like, he's always having to like leave stuff behind and like not complete his task. Like, this dude's just getting the bad end of all the sticks.
Yeah,
the shortest end of every stick available.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's very much the scientific side of him, is wanting to like if you start a project, you write a thesis on it. You don't just start it, and then leave it. You stay until it's done. You've learned every speck of information. That's what you're taught. So it's like he's right in that way about what he's like. Oh, I need to stay on each one of these planets until I've figured out everything that's going on and why they're doing this. It's like you have to figure out each one of answer all the questions basically. And there's a million questions, so it'll take a while. But yeah, they only have like 20 something minutes to do each one, so it's like, gotta wrap this up. I always have to like burn every bridge just about. How many of these worlds so far are returnable? Like
3 or 4?
Half of them, maybe not even.
We're on episode 10. I think 3 or 4 of them they can go back to. Because like the last episode they could go back to, technically. A couple of them, like they could, like there's several they could.
Oh yeah, they mentioned the previous episode in this one.
Yeah, they do.
They talk about Thor.
Yeah.
For a sec. But so yeah, I think you could call it filler in a way, even though it has some information about the origin of the bunker and like the research and stuff on the Stargate and when they found it. But I liked some of the stuff it brought up in it as well.
Well, I think too, like it without knowing it, it is very world building. There's several lines and several things that happen where like you can trace stuff that happens later on back to this episode, but at the same time, after we finished it, I told you, I was like, I didn't remember that episode at all.
Okay.
So it is important in some ways of like, it does establish stuff that happens later on, but it asks
a couple of big questions.
Yeah.
For sure.
It sets stuff up for sure, but it also isn't in and of itself super memorable.
Right.
Like I said, like I didn't even remember that episode, like
Yeah,
what
it feels
happened in
pretty
that
short.
episode. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's important, kind of, but it's also mostly filler.
Yeah.
Like without it, later on you'd be like, oh yeah, they never really established those couple things.
Sure.
So like
It's necessary.
it has a couple like literally like a few lines in it where it's like, oh, that's where they got that from. Okay, that makes sense. And so like, you know, him getting Daniel getting the notebook does turn out to be a thing, and like, you know, it's important, but also out of the whatever it is, like a 30-minute episode, it was like 3 minutes of it we're like, oh, that's where that, you know, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very filler feeling. It's, I don't know, which not that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
No.
Like there can be fun filler episodes. This one wasn't particularly fun. Right, wasn't really entertaining. Like it was very much, it was okay in how they set up some of the stuff and all the callbacks to like the beginning of the episode or whatever, but also it was very predictable to me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, all the like them showing in the very beginning of the episode, the first thing we're shown is, oh, back in the 40s they manually turned the dials and fed it electricity so that they could turn it on. And then they get to the planet they go to in this episode, they're like, oh hey, we don't have electricity, like we don't have the panel, how can we get the Stargate to work? And it's like, well, I guess we'll turn them manually and feed it electricity. And it's like, that stuff's cool, but also like, man, if they did that like a few episodes apart, it would feel so much neater.
Shouldn't they have like a plan to like have the other side at a set time open it back up, and even if the time is changed here, like time is different, then they would have somebody nearby planned, be like,
well,
okay, I'm gonna go back through and be like, hey, actually it's only been an hour, we need this, do it again in like 30 minutes. Right?
They do say that. That's set up pretty early on, which I know it's been a long time since we started, but they do have a 24-hour callback period.
Okay, they do.
But the problem in this episode, they're like, we're not going to be here in 24 hours.
Gotcha.
Like the place is crumbling and falling apart. We have to save ourselves. Because I thought while we were watching it, I was like, well, just wait it out. Like they're going to call back. But yeah, no, it was on a time limit. They were like, we don't know when it's going to crumble, but if it crumbles before 24, we're stuck.
Do the Stargates operate on their own if they were just a ring somewhere? Like if it had fallen into the ocean, would it just come back on down there?
I guess not, because they say they call back at the end of the episode and it doesn't open it. So I guess it has to have the whole base and power source and setup or whatever. But I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything, but they changed that. Okay. That's not super consistent. That's fine. From what I remember.
Fair.
There's a couple times where I'm like, wait, I thought that wasn't how that worked, and it changed. Sure. You know, they got to make 10 seasons of 15. I think it's a total of 17 seasons or whatever. But yeah. Well, and again, not to spoil anything, but time travel does get introduced at some point, and it's like, wait a second, what? What are we doing? But no,
no more worlds to conquer.
Yeah. No, it's so, but they do have. I can't remember which episode or when they introduced that, but there is. I remember them saying, like the general specifically saying, like we'll call it, like we'll open it in 24 hours. You got to get back or whatever. If you can't dial. But yeah, it was kind of there's some cheap stuff in this episode too, where it's like, oh, we scanned the dial and saw it was there, but it was broken. It was like, I feel like y'all should have already had that stuff figured out by now. Like this is like y'all's 50-something mission or whatever. Like you should have had an opportunity to go like, hey, don't only scan for the dial, but make sure it worked. Like it looks like it's in working order, because in this one it's very clearly busted.
Like, okay, from now on,
now
shouldn't happen again, right, guys?
Right. Did we get confirmation that the screen isn't busted?
Now we know to look for that. Yeah.
I did like how they go to get power source from one of the other panels in the castle or whatever, and to open it up, Teal'c just shoots it. And I was like, there's not a better way to like approach that. Like he literally goes like, okay, open it up, and Teal'c shoots it. And I was like, wait a second, like what if that had just destroyed it?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'll have a screwdriver somewhere, right?
I didn't understand what happened there. And then they were just like, oh, and then they just walked out, and then we tried something else. And I was like, that was it? That was the whole test? Power. What?
That was a weird scene.
I guess they do what they're doing.
But no, that's when he's like, okay, shoot it. I was like, wait, what? No, screwdrivers, knives. Open up a panel, guys. Don't just shoot it. Like, it ends up working out, but it was just funny. I was like, the first resort is shoot it? Really? Yeah. That's how we open things now?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
They're the professionals, I guess.
Yeah, right. They know what they're doing. What do you give this episode?
I think on this one, let's see, probably in the like +1, or probably in the 1, yeah,
Okay.
range, because like they had the like kind of bittersweet reunion type plot line that like I'm kind of a sucker for
Yeah.
in stuff, like the time, the lost through time couple, and really reunion thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
they
like
definitely do the heartstring thing.
Yeah, it's like that kind of thing is always impactful for me. I think I like seeing some of that, and how they do time travel and different stuff in those ways, like
Right.
in different, how they handle that in different aspects, and like long standing or long, that's not long distance relationship, but whatever that's called.
Yeah.
long
I mean, yeah.
long put through the test of time, type of thing. But so yeah, that's probably where I'm at. That puts it up for me a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like half.
Okay.
Half of one. Like it wasn't negative. It wasn't boring, or it was just more dull than any. Like its biggest crime was being kind of slow, probably.
Yeah.
And again, the stakes were technically high, I guess, but also because it was so predictable feeling, the stakes are. I don't know. There's episodes where it's like, wow, they might actually kill off some of the main characters, like the Brief Candle, where Richard Dean Anderson's getting old. Like, he's the star of the show, but you're also like, man, he looks 80 years old. What are they gonna do? His stakes feel kind of high. Like, they're gonna fix it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, in this, like you're saying, predictability. It's like, you're like, okay, they have to fix the portal. They're gonna get out. They have to get. It's like, yeah, there was stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, they're not gonna.
I personally
do it, but
enjoy the episodes where like one of the team members is in trouble, because there's an air of believability that like, well, they could kill off one of the team. Whenever the whole team is stuck in a predicament together, I'm like, well, they're gonna get out.
They're gonna get out.
Like, it's the
unfortunately that we understand how
so
TV
like,
shows work. At
the
this
meta
point.
of it kind of ruins stuff like that for me. But at the same time, I don't know. I think the main thing was just it being so predictable. Like, they set up the thing in the episode where it's like, see, they manually did it. Do you understand? They did it by hand. They manually did it. Like, they mentioned it like 3 or 4 times. Like, well, I wonder what they'll do at the end of this episode. And then again, if they, like, I know shows were different back in the day, so they didn't quite do this as much. But if they set it up and then they paid that off in like 2 or 3 episodes, where it was like, hey, remember when? Instead of doing like the setup and payoff in the same episode for stuff like that, because you could do little things like the dude's helmet or whatever. Like, that was a setup and payoff without really knowing. That stuff's fun, and you can do that in the same episode. It makes sense. But like, when they learn like a big structural thing like that, and then they pay it off within 15 minutes, you're kind of like, oh, like, it would have been cool if they were stuck on a different planet in a different episode, later on, and they were like, hey, remember, you can do this manually if you give it power, or I don't know. Right. It's very predictable and a little bit cheap. So, but again, the structure's still good. There's not like all the acting held up. The love story was fun, and like, a little heart tug on the heartstrings. That's always fun to play with for the show. So yeah, I would give it like a +1/2.
I like when they all like walk in to the room. The doctor's like looking up and like studying the all the elements and stuff, and like glances at him for a second, and like he looks so sheepish, like he's like, I know the question is coming, but he's just like, he just gives him like a, what's up, guys? Like,
yeah.
Please don't tell me stop.
Please don't do that.
It was so funny. He was like, what's up, guys?
There was some fun character stuff in this episode for sure. Yeah, there just a couple of like, again, that moment between Teal'c and O'Neill where he's like, what do we have? What do we need? And he like takes him literally. He's like, this and that. Yes, Teal'c. He was like, that stuff's fun enough for me to be like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Gets a little chuckle out of me. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a little it's a good little mid-season episode, We got what, 15 episodes left in this season or whatever. So there's going to be some filler stuff. So, I give it credit for where credit's due, and I think that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I didn't get bored watching this episode, so that's always fun. Typically, when I start getting in the negatives on the rating side, it's mostly because I was like, it was a dull enough episode to where I was actually bored of it.
Right.
Let's get to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, okay, but the next one though.
Yeah, but the next, well, and especially if there's one that I like really remember,
Mm.
and there's one that I don't super remember right before. It's like I know what's gonna happen in the next one. Like I really want to get to the next one,
Sure.
and so like those are
Feel like
almost
it
harder to
drags a
watch.
little.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
like, oh man, why is this episode longer than all the others?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, because I know what's gonna happen in the next one. I want to get to it.
Yeah.
So thankfully that one didn't have this looming over it. But
That's good.
yeah, no, this is good. This is fun. And especially now that we're back, hopefully we're back on the weekly schedule, so we can knock out several episodes a month. That'll be fun. But
Were we posting this weekly?
we were watching them weekly, whether or not we posted it.
Yeah.
We were watching them every Sunday, which is fun for me.
Yeah.
It's better than every 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was nice that while we did have in those months that we were away that we did have Instagram, and
Yeah.
hopefully people tuned in for the lives and stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully those were cool. Most of those are still up if you haven't seen them, and then we've also, hopefully you checked out the Superman review we did recently.
That was fun.
And we have some other supplemental stuff like that that we had in the bank and also like planned. So those will be cool, coming out soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry for the slight whiplash feeling you'll get because the episode we recorded previously to this one, like in episode order, we had how many months of a gap between Brief Candle and this one? The Torment of, what was it? Tantalus? We had, here we go, turning the pages. Thor's Hammer. Or no, was Brief, yeah, Thor's Hammer was next, so I didn't even write the date down for that one, but it was before Heroes Con.
yeah.
So anyways, there might be a little bit of a gap feeling between these two episodes. Apologies for that. We'll stay on top of it from now on. Especially if we get moved anytime soon, like you were talking about earlier. We can get this inside the full studio setup. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we're wanting to get like a full thing, like an actual thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Set up, so that'll be really cool.
But
We've got arms planned.
oh yeah,
like
got all kinds
for
of
the
things.
mics. We've got some new stuff that we've talked about, of course. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited. We've kind of we've been using this time, hopefully wisely, to plan out what the next bits of this podcast are gonna look like. We're also thinking we were again, of course, trying to record at Heroes this year to do like we always want to like pull somebody aside and like have like Amigo or somebody on, or Seth or somebody. Would be pretty cool to do like a little segment with them from how the sausage is made or whatever. But yeah, still crazy busy when we do it, and or we're crazy tired afterwards. So and we get back to the hotel room and we just want to sleep. So it still didn't happen. But one of these days, I don't know how we're gonna make it work. We'll have to figure out that. We'll have to plan that better ahead of time and like block out something for it specifically. Maybe we get like they were talking about, get a table or something of some kind, and just like podcast on the floor. Maybe that's where it has to happen. Although that would be incredibly loud, so I don't know. It would have to be in a room somewhere nearby, maybe upstairs. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe it never happens, but if we take a break at the same time and go get lunch or whatever, maybe we go to the sidekicks room and like we're podcast in there and have some of the sidekicks on. That could be the thing, I suppose. Could definitely work. Um, yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
Well, and two, we might just have to take some more live videos and do
Yeah,
more audio video instead of just audio side of it. I mean,
true.
we can definitely do some podcasts, but yeah, the timing we
Yeah,
have
we
is so
didn't.
short.
Took so few photos and
Yeah,
videos again.
we need to get better about that. What we really need to do is Saturday from like 3 until the art auction starts. We're just like we're kind of at limbo, like we don't structure ourselves for any time
Mm,
to do anything. That way, if we want to catch a panel, we can, or if have the setup, hopefully we can like go into the room, record a little bit.
mm.
Hey, this is a live update. This is how it's going. Post right away.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be fun. So
yeah. Because just hoping it'll happen has not worked out.
yeah, I mean, we've done that for like I don't know, a few years now, and
Yeah,
so far zero
yeah.
on
If you
that.
don't give ourselves time, we won't have time the time to do
Every
it.
year, dude. Every year. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't even ever buy the comics that I look for, so
yeah.
I need to personally do better about that, anyways. But yeah, we
We just work too much.
we work too much. We have too much fun doing. I mean, not that
Yeah,
this isn't fun. This is fun too, but when you're at the con, it's different.
yeah,
So yeah, we'll get that worked out for sure. We'll that's going to be on the agenda. Is we're going to write up a structure for Heroes Con, and we're
yeah,
going to do. Hey, on Friday it's this, Saturday it's this, Sunday it's that.
yeah. We've got time to plan it now, so
Yeah, we're gonna start
we'll
now.
have an actual
We'll have
we'll have
about
an actual plan going forward.
got about 8 months to prep. Oh man,
Might be enough. We'll see.
I still have to read comics from like 2 years ago that I got Heroes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it'll be
I,
fun.
I just got some comics. I found the first issue of the Dark Knights of Steel
Nice.
thing finally, because I had found a place that had like 2 through 12,
Okay.
like, and it's just a 12 issue series,
Right.
and I was like, I don't have one though, and I just like randomly encountered one, so now I can actually read that one
Yeah, that's good.
because it looks pretty cool, and then and I found a few others that I was looking for and some that I wasn't, that I grabbed. I found like a Daniel Way Deadpool. Oh, I found 2 of the I guess Liefeld run like Deadpool where it has like
Nice.
it has like dead and like real tall stretch letters and then pool,
Pool all the way down.
and
Yeah.
it's like those are hard to find, like, and it was 2 that I haven't seen
Nice.
for it yet. It was like 4 and 5 or something, and I think I have like 1 or 2 that I've had for a while, but I haven't ever seen any of the others. And they said that was pretty hard to find, so they're really nice. But yeah, I found some interesting comics recently. I went to a comic shop in Nashville, and they also had some like magazine sized. I guess it's that new Black Label thing they've been doing. I don't know specifically what it is, but it's like they're like square,
Hmm.
like trade. It's almost like a trade, like a thin
Yeah.
trade, but they're like like they're double, almost like 1.5 as wide or something, and so they end up being like a picture book. But it goes great for the art, of course. Like DC's been doing the Black Label, and it's always like pretty heavy stories, and it really lends well to the. It's almost, yeah, magazine, like a newspaper, Sunday newspaper sized like read, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they had some on sale for like $2. So I was like, dang, these are like $30 normally. Take that.
Heck yeah.
Um,
That's a good find.
yeah, and yeah, been picking up some different stuff and filling in issues so I can read. And I did finish the one, or I filled the Executioner's Song like sub series storyline.
Okay.
That's like winds through a bunch of different comics, kind of like the Nightfall or
Right.
whatever, where you have to find it from different comic series in order. But I finally finished that one right before Heroes, and then but I haven't read it yet. It's still just sitting there.
Oh, dude, this has nothing to do with comics necessarily, but something fun that I did this last week was I was like, man, you know what I haven't watched in a long time is Clone Wars, the 2D animation.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I went back and watched the original, like the first two episodes
the
of it.
original Clone Wars.
Yeah, and
I need to watch that.
Dude, it's still so freaking good.
Yeah.
So good. And
it
was much longer than I remember. Like I remembered it being long, but it was even longer than I remembered. There's like a whole like almost 2 hours of it.
Wow.
And I was like, heck yeah! So I watched that at the beginning of the week, and just the memories, the nostalgia. I was like, this is so good, man. I mean, it's it's over the top, and the Force is just nuts. They can do anything, but it's so much fun, and the animation's so good. The voice acting doesn't quite hold up as much as you would want it to, but Obi-Wan's still really good.
Yeah.
And Mace Windu is also really fun in that. He doesn't have a lot to do.
It's a lot of the same people, right, that they used for the later Clone Wars.
It is. I think Obi-Wan is specifically
for sure
the
him.
same.
Yeah, I knew that, but and I've seen like comparisons of like certain scenes that they redid.
Yeah.
For the 3D one, it was like almost similar, very similar.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
But yeah, I liked it a lot. Still holds up. Still good. Anyways, yeah, nothing to do with comics, but
Hey, I just watched a couple more episodes of Primal, which is by the same guy.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It's like I still love that show too.
Yeah,
his stuff is very, just it gets right to you. Like it's gritty and it's like comic-y, but it has like a lot of heart and like reality to it, and like it's very grounded.
Yeah.
Very, he's got a great style and a great storytelling like knack.
Good at his job.
Yeah, he is. He's done a lot of great series like that. There's what's the other one? Oh, I had watched Steins Gate a while ago, and I also found the Steins Gate Zero manga volume 1, and so I just read that, and boy, man, I'm freshly confused about that series once again. So good.
Oh, dude.
Oh man, it's so complex, and they're like, after that whole volume, they're like, all right, stay tuned for more because we are not explaining anything.
Yeah.
Just like the original series.
So good.
It felt slow because of that. Like like there's so much. There's stuff they're talking about is so far beyond, and they don't want to give away too much.
Right.
And so it's just like it's almost like you're not getting information for like many episodes. But when you finally do, like you're like, oh dang. It's like whoa. But yeah, it's pretty good. Now I'm gonna have to, because it's a pretty heavy cliffhanger, so now I'm gonna have to find
Speaking of
more of those.
Speaking of manga and that genre of things, started and finished Attack on Titan in like 6 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No.
You watching it on like 10 times speed?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. That's not a thing that'll ever happen. But
that one's another one like that. It's very mind effing like.
I've been reading some of the like storyline. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but they post like it's like non-comic, non-animated versions of like it's just story beats. And so I've been reading those just for fun, because I was like,
it's like synopsis.
Yeah, it's basically like it's fan made. It's all like people writing it, but like it's fan, like real fans. They're not throwing in random crap. It's just like, hey, this is what happened in this story arc. This is what, because they have them for a bunch of like the long series, or so, like there's Pokemon ones, there's One Piece ones, there's Attack on Titan one, like anything that's popular. They have it.
Summarizing.
Yeah, it's just summaries. I mean, it's basically the same as Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But like just plot summaries.
Okay.
It doesn't have like the cast and whatever else.
What have you read?
But I covered the first 3 or 4 episodes, I think. It's hard to tell because the timelines are different. Like it's just like they don't give like timestamps for stuff. But I think it's about the story. From what I understand, where I'm at in the story, it's like 3 or 4 episodes into the show.
Attack on Titan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, because it's interesting enough. I was like, I'm intrigued, but also it seems very long, and I watch a bunch of other things, so like, and also like
I
the
mean,
subbed dubbed thing.
compared to some series, it's not that long.
That's true.
That one's not
that one's manageable.
It's like middle level.
Yeah.
They stretched out. If you're watching it, they stretched the last like season into like 4 seasons. But
Yeah.
besides that,
Yeah. No, I don't know. Just that's kind of fun also because it's like, it's a different way to consume stories.
mm-hmm.
So to change up from the shows that I watch.
Different. So you're reading the light novel, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can send you the link. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've seen most of the first season, if not slightly into the second season. But I think that's where I ended. So that was like what 2014 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It's the last time I watched.
Well, dude.
But I'm told it's worth finishing.
Also, the ending got spoiled for me, so I'm kind of like demotivated from watching. I was like,
true.
That's cool, but now I know.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got through 3 seasons or something of rewatching Game of Thrones. This was earlier in the year when I was traveling a bunch. I just downloaded episodes while I was on the plane.
Yeah.
And I watched, and maybe it was just I was into season 2 somewhere, and like, man, this is really good. And then I was like, I was trying to decide where to stop because I was like, I'm not rewatching all of it. Like the last 2 seasons, I am not a fan of at all. And I can't remember exactly where I stopped on the episode, but I did a thing where I got Grok to rewrite seasons 7 and 8, and I took off the boundaries. I was like, write it as if you didn't have any time constraints, like, you weren't trying to rush the ending. And I can't remember. I gave it like several prompts of like, do this, keep the characters true to their like the decisions that they've made in the past, and like write it in this way. And I just had to give me a whole new ending, and I was reading it, I was like, this is my headcanon now. This is how this ends. It was like, it's so much better. It's like, I know it's AI, but like, man, it's so much better than those last 2 seasons. And it did it in the same number of episodes. So I was like, oh, nice.
Did it actually do like full episode, or was it just like a summary?
It was summaries of everything.
Okay,
It was like, this is what happens with this episode focus on these set of characters, and this is what happens to them, and in the background this and this happens to so and so. And it's still like people still die, like some main characters still died. And
who becomes king?
It was fun. It's still Bran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still left Bran as king. But it made it a little bit more understandable. It wasn't just like, because of this. First off, it gave him way more to do. Like his warging abilities come into play in the final battles.
Nice.
And he is one of the reasons that they end up defeating Cersei, because she actually helps with the battle at the White Walkers, but she has a plan to, like, if it looks like they're about to start winning, she's going to backstab them so they can still win, but her army's going to be the largest at the end. And like, it was like, oh, it's actually smart. Like, it's something that instead of just leaving all of King's Landing out of the battle, they actually get involved, and both armies suffer casualties, and then it didn't have Daenerys go crazy at the end and kill everybody. It has like the same type of build to it, but she like makes the decision that's true to her character, where she doesn't just murder women and children. Like, she's enraged and she goes to like attack the castle at King's Landing, but Jon, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but like, I think Jon and Tyrion were both around her, and they're like, remind her who she is, and she doesn't kill a bunch of random innocent people. So anyways, it was better, and like, it wasn't perfect, obviously. There was a ton of flaws with it, but like, overall, I was able to kind of nitpick the stuff that I liked, and I was like, this is now my headcanon, this is what happens. And yeah, it was fun. Jon Snow was a more likable character.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to go about that.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Get somebody else to write it.
Yeah, I was just curious to see what it would come up with. You know, it's not, again, it wasn't great. It still didn't do a whole lot with like Arya and the Faceless. It did give her, first off, one of the biggest changes it did is she didn't kill the Night King. Jon did. And so I was like, oh wow, even AI knows. Like, even this robot knows what should have happened. But it does give her something to do, and it does involve the like Faceless Men, or like she has to like use her assassin skills to get in disguise and cause trouble for people, and she's useful that way. She doesn't just like power her way into killing the Night King randomly. So anyways, it had some things that were fun. It had some things that the other thing that it did that I really liked was Jaime's character. He still dies in the castle with Cersei, but he is the reason that it happens. She had more of the, what's the fire stuff called?
The dragon fire, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it's called, the explosion fire stuff. She had more of it, and she was gonna destroy all. Like, basically, she was like, no one can have the land. If I can't have it, no one can, and she was just gonna kill everybody. And Jaime's like, oh, I see the error in your ways. Now, like, there's a line that you can cross that I don't cross with you, and he ends up killing both of them to stop her from setting that off. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Instead of him just completely reverting and not being this character that he was for the last like 4 seasons. And it had some cool fight scenes. So I don't know. Anyway, so this is just a fun little experiment that I did. That's now my headcanon.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I'm trying to think of I don't know if I would devote any more time to that series myself. I was trying to think. I was like, I feel like I've rewatched like some of the first season before, but other than that, I haven't really had much interest in rewatching.
Yeah, because the ending's so bad, it kills any desire to revisit the whole world.
Yeah, it's like there's probably episodes I could watch as like movies in the third season or something, but
the first 4 seasons are all super fun. Like when I was rewatching them, I was thoroughly enjoying it. I just had to remember. I had to try to not remember the ending. Like every time a character pops up and being like, "That's how they end," because they're all disappointing pretty much. But dude, the first few seasons are a lot of fun, especially all the character work that goes into it, and like I don't know, the acting's still great. It's a lot of fun. Do you want me to read you a little piece of like some of the rewrites that it had?
Sure.
So it's season 7. It says, I'll outline narrative for seasons 7 and 8, keeping the same number of episodes, but adjusting key events for better build-up, character consistency, and thematic payoff. I'll avoid simple fan-pleasing and focus on a logical earned ending. And then it says the goal of season 7 is to slow the pacing to build alliances, deepen character motivations, and set up the final war against the White Walkers. And then it does this out, breaks it out. It says episodes 1 and 2 are focused on gathering forces, and then it has little like key points or whatever for each one. It's like Jon meets Daenerys at Dragonstone, and they have a clash or whatever. Tyrion and Davos calm them down, and they broker a tentative alliance where Dany agrees to help fight the White Walkers if Jon bends the knee. Okay, so it's still pretty much the same. Cersei consolidates power. Bran arrives at Winterfell, revealing cryptid visions about the Night King's origins. Arya reunites with Sansa, but there's tension because of their different personalities. Episodes 3 and 4, Jon leads a mission beyond the wall to capture a White to take to Cersei. And then it says they succeed but lose Thoros of Myr. The White is sent to King's Landing. Daenerys loses Viserion to the Night King in a rescue mission beyond the wall, showing vulnerability in the dragons. Littlefinger tries to manipulate Sansa, but Bran exposes his schemes, giving Bran something to do again. And then Arya kills him, showing that the Stark... solidifying the Stark sibling unity, which is fun. So anyways, it does like 1 or 2 at a time, and then it has little like slights at the original show, which is super fun. It says like resolving the goal of season 8 would be to resolve the White Walker threat, address the Iron Throne's fate, and give characters earned conclusions while avoiding abrupt heel turns, e.g. Dany's madness. So it's like it knows.
Not naming names.
Yeah, it knows. Yes. And then it has like a couple of those in there where it's like just little slides at the original. Where it's like, I decided to do this instead of, and then it gives like the examples of what really happened in the show. I'm like, oof, that is bad. But yeah, it says it splits up the Episodes 1 and 2 are both the Siege of Winterfell, and then it says, so that it doesn't feel as abrupt. It's like, dang, dude. The Battle of Winterfell is a 2-episode epic. Then it gives a list of, in the Battle of Winterfell, the losses include Torment, Podrick, Grey Worm. So, like, people still die. Still, it wasn't just fan service. Anyways, I don't know. It was a fun little experiment to try.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
But, because I've often rewritten that in my head, where it's like, oh, what if they did this instead? What if they did that instead? And this kind of helped, like, if that happened, these were the outcomes. Like, it kind of finished some of those thoughts for me, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it still sent John to the wall, which I that's a big problem for me. I was like, one, like, first of all, the wildlings are on this side of the wall, and there's no more White Walkers, so why do we have the wall? Winter has come and ended. There's no more winter is coming. You don't need the wall for anything. Aside from, like, having a border, I guess, but from who for, like, aside from just manning it to, like, make sure there's nothing crazy coming, it's like, it's not it doesn't have the same utility
yet. Go hang out with his bros again.
Yeah, it basically, like
alumni meeting.
It gave some cheap reasoning so that he wouldn't be king, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. That was fun. Going back and watching a few episodes while I was traveling. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-made show.
Super well made.
It's a great...
Dude, it could have been probably the greatest television show of all time. Like, legitimately. Do you remember the hype that it had when it was the first few seasons were coming? Like,
it was huge.
Everyone was talking about it. It was like Breaking Bad. Which Breaking Bad is considered to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest television show of all time.
Right.
Because it ended well, apparently. Still never finished it. But, you know, it's like... Game of Thrones was on that track of being known as the greatest it was considered the greatest television show on when it was on.
Mm.
And then as soon as it ended, dude, nobody talks about it at all unless they're talking about it like we are right now. Like, oh, what if they had done it better? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy that the twist
fell off.
Yeah, the fall off by that show is insane. Maybe we'll dedicate a whole series to Game of Thrones. No, I don't care about it that much, but I don't know. It was very well made, and it was very good for a very long time. So props are due, I guess. We got some more stuff we need to dive into. Like, we still haven't gone through Invincible.
Mm.
We still haven't gone through, which I don't know about you, but I kind of fell off on The Boys. You still keeping up with The Boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I think I'm caught up, but
I'm caught up in Gen V.
Is there a new season?
Yeah.
Oh, I've only seen one season.
Yeah, I think so. Cause well, and no, wait. So was Soldier Boy? Soldier Boy was
that was
in
The Boys.
In The Boys,
Yeah.
but then he's also in Gen V.
Oh, really?
So there might have been another.
I'll look it up.
Maybe.
Oh, there's 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Season 1, season 2.
But
Oh wait, no, they're not. It's not released yet. It's coming out.
it's about to come out. Okay.
Yeah, it says 2025, but it's got the trailer.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, there's some different.
Dang, Gen V was 2 years ago.
No.
2023.
What?
That's crazy.
That doesn't feel like it.
Not at all.
At all.
Hold on, I'm gonna see what the official release date is. If they have one, there's a teaser for it. Which teasers are 2 minutes now. That's the trailer length.
That's a trailer.
Stop
now.
saying it's a teaser.
It's just no longer. It used to be like 10 seconds you got was a teaser.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get to the end of the teaser because I'm sure it'll say like a date. Gen V will return when? September 17th is the new season.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
the first season was fine. It wasn't as good as the first season of The Boys.
No, but it had some cool context and opened up the world a little bit more. And I think some of those characters then showed up in The Boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For an episode, so they're keeping everything together. I like just seeing all the new random things and the way they're bringing back all honestly, like some of the original characters I've seen about enough of,
They need to
but
end the boys.
they always have like new stuff and new characters because there's a ton to pull from,
Yeah.
and that keeps it interesting for me.
I'm kind of done with the boys. Not in that like I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm ready for them to conclude the story
Okay.
of like the main characters of the boys. Because I mean, personally, I don't know. Maybe you don't feel this way. Maybe the populace doesn't feel this way. It's fallen off a little bit for me. The last season or so, probably 2 seasons, have been not nearly as. The first season was super
You didn't
intense.
like Cthulhu Butcher?
No, no, I like. I don't know, little bit of jumping the shark stuff going on. A little too much of that for me. But no, I mean it's still
they're probably pretty
entertaining.
close.
But
I
they
think
got to be wrapping it up soon.
it's probably one of the last seasons coming up. Well, I think it is actually right because they've got all the last three of the Supernatural cast are going to be in this season.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
So and they're going to be all in like similar episodes. So it's like
Yeah, they got to wrap it up.
I think this is the final.
So, oh man, they're gonna make Jared such a bad guy. He's
Jared
gonna be like the most evil. Both of them are gonna be so evil, dude. But that'll be fun.
It'll be funny.
But yeah, I'm kind of done with the boys. It was fine, but again, I don't have any desire to rewatch it either. Which kind of I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's not been that long since it came out, so I guess that might be part of it. But like I was thinking about it the other day because I was like, oh, when's the new season come out? And I was looking into it just a little bit, and I was like, I don't really remember what's going on, but I don't really care to watch back either. I was like, I'll watch the recap when the new season drops.
I like it because it takes chances, and a lot of TV doesn't
for
now, isn't able to anymore, and so like it's one of those for me where like I'm interested in it because of stuff like that.
Yeah,
that they do.
Well, and the supernatural stuff is all fun. Like Eric Kripke and those guys
fun,
in is fun.
People, we get to see some cool people.
And Jensen was great. Soldier Boy was fun.
Yeah,
that was a fun little twist.
Man, I saw Timothy Omenson on his social media, and like he's like in the rehab stage of his like recovering from his stroke.
Oh yeah,
and everything, and it's like, man, he's coming back. It's like he's probably not able to do too much,
but still
shooting wise. But he's fighting and coming back.
Nice,
strong. But it's like, yeah, it's sad to see that he hasn't been able to do too much, probably besides like psych stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like shooting the 6th or 7th movie now.
Golly.
they're keeping going, which is great. I mean, that's awesome.
That's nuts.
But yeah, it's like, man, that was touch and go for a bit. That was scary.
Yeah, hope he comes back all the way.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. But yeah, I still haven't seen. I think I've only seen the first Psych movie.
Oh really?
I think so. Was the musical the first one or the second one?
I feel like it was the first.
Okay, then I might have only seen the first. I've seen the musical. I was thinking it might have been the second. So if it was the second, then I've seen two. But if it's the first one, I've only seen the first one.
Maybe there was one right before the musical. I forget because there's. I'm thinking of like the one where Jules like in the clock tower or the tower, like tied up at the end of it. But I don't remember whether that's
the show.
That happens. That was in the show.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the end of the show. So maybe that was the first movie, but they've definitely had a few since then. But they're all released like exclusively to their like to Paramount or Peacock or whatever it was at the time. Or USA, or forget what their network was. But so I've only seen a couple, but they're really kind of fun little reunion episodes.
Yeah,
they're able to do a little bit more because of like they get a bigger budget, which is cool. They were talking about there was a reference to Monk, and they said that they were gonna do like a cross.
They tried to crossover several times.
A crossover, which is cool. That would also been fun. So, and he just got a movie or something, or he's about to get a movie, right? They have a Mr. Monk movie.
I don't know. I never was a Monk guy.
Okay.
I don't even think I've ever seen a full episode.
My sister was.
Oh, apparently the musical is just one of the episodes. What? I thought one of the movies was a musical.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was.
Maybe they just do a musical in like one of the movies. They
It
just
was.
have
It
a
must have
couple
been one of
scenes.
the last seasons where it was just a few episodes in the season or whatever. But because it felt like it was a longer thing. But
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, it's definitely later in the show. You can
yeah,
just
oh,
see
yeah,
by all
for
the
sure.
ages of everybody.
Yeah, because I had to like pay to watch it
Yeah.
on their site or whatever. At the time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I gotta get out of here. Gotta wrap this up real quick.
Okay. So I've got a game.
Let's play a game real quick.
No.
Oh, dude, I thought of a great game the other day. What was it?
Well, you were doing. Were you talking about the actor and movie?
No, that's one, but we need another person. But I thought there was another one that I was like, oh, that would be really fun. And then we got to hop on the trend of doing the like Marvel versus DC, and then we post shorts of it and get 400,000 views. We got to do that. No,
Definitely.
Yay! No,
I do have one where
man, I should have written down.
You have to guess what the since you know so much about anime, you have to guess.
No.
You have to guess which is the real title out of these four.
Oh, okay. That does sound fun.
So,
real quick, let's play a short game. Before we do that, it's guess what I'm thinking right now. The exact words. Go. No, I'm just kidding.
Does it have? Does it rhyme with Drew Woo?
Yep, that was it. All right, your game. You win. Your prize is we play your game.
So we've got the first title
Oh no.
is the Lost Psychic Diver, a tale of outrage and espionage.
It's not long enough. It can't be an anime title.
And then the second one is The Flower We Saw That Day. And
Are these movies or shows, or does it matter?
There'll be shows. There'll be all shows. And then we've got The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World.
Oh, dude.
And then we've got I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job.
So, why are these all so bad?
Which one of these is not an anime?
Oh, is not an anime?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's 3 that are.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, The Flower I Saw That Day is just too short. There's no way. Or The Flower We Saw That Day. Well, I don't know. Could you make a show about a flower? Yeah, it's an anime, of course. That's a stupid question. I don't know.
Well, I mean, some of these are like concepts that
Yeah.
are, because of the translation, it's the English trying to like,
Right.
okay, they had one word that means a bunch of stuff, so we have to like
Yeah.
write a whole bunch to sum up what that one word means, basically. So it's sometimes
Okay,
it's like
so
methorical.
There's a Red Rider that became a space alien. What is it?
Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world.
Okay, same thing. And then my title was better. No. And then the flower one, and then there was, what were the other 2?
I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job.
Okay, that's definitely an anime.
And then
the first one.
Where did that go?
This is not gonna go well.
Oh.
Have you seen
the Lost Psychic Diver, a tale of outrage and espionage?
Have you seen any of these?
No.
Can I phone a friend? No, just kidding.
No,
the
I don't
flower,
think I've seen any of those.
The flower one. I'm gonna go with that one. There's no way. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not confident about any of these, but that's
So
the
that's
one.
Your final answer?
Final answer is flower is not an anime.
That one is an anime.
Of course it is. It's just weird enough. Wait, so which one isn't? Because they all sound like they could be anime.
Oh, that would be telling, wouldn't it? So the next one.
Okay, well, add it into.
I mean, if I tell you, that might inform you on the next.
Okay,
the next
yeah,
one,
go
right?
for it.
So,
yeah, round 2.
I've got I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
What?
Uh, Science fell in love, so I tried to prove it.
Okay. Why does this exist? Why is this something that is real?
You know. Um, we've got the captor in hell came for the buzzer's crown.
What? That's definitely an anime, 100%.
And then fourth one is the I was reincarnated as the seventh prince, so I can take my time perfecting my magical abilities. Yeah.
Okay, that's an anime. The last one's an anime. What was the first one?
I'm the villainess.
That's definitely an anime. And the Science Fell in Love's definitely an anime. So whichever one isn't that.
Well, I mean, one of them isn't. I can't all four be.
Oh, for sure.
It's
one of the answers isn't all of them.
One of these is still not an anime.
Okay,
but three of them are.
So Science Fell in Love. That's definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I Am a Villainess is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What was the third option? I think I'm leaning towards that one if I'm remembering correctly.
The one, the hell captor.
Okay, yeah, that one's not an anime.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you got one.
I got it.
One.
I see, dude. This is the thing is I just know animes so well, like all of them, that's why I'm so good at this game. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with lucky guesses.
I was born a virgin egg.
You don't even have to finish. That's definitely an anime. Next.
I was born a virgin egg, and the child that caught me.
Yep, that's an anime.
Let's see. We've got.
Oh man, who's messaging
me? Chillin' in my 30s after being fired from the Demon King's army. Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon.
What?
And ready?
Yeah. No.
Bo.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've seen that. I've seen that title. That's definitely an anime. It's got to be the egg one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 2-1. Very nice.
I was about to say Vending Machine in Hell is definitely an anime, and I didn't remember the other one, and I didn't want to go back, so I remembered something about an egg. That's it.
Hey, so you got a rudimentary knowledge of anime titles. That's very good. It's pretty.
The weirder and dumber they are, the more I expect it to be an anime. That's my whole strategy.
I was trying to find like the longest freaking titles.
Yeah.
There's like. They're like the strongest tanks labyrinth raids. A tank with a rare 9,999 resistance skill got kicked from the hero's party.
What?
That's the type. But again, like.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's it's probably a 2-word Japanese title, and then just English is like, shoot, we don't have a word, single word that means the feeling you get when you take your first sip of cola in the morning on Monday, you know, and it's like, so we have to like say all of that, so it turns into these ridiculous.
This is why sub over dub is stupid.
They're like, I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a crash course in naughtiness.
Okay, that's it. That's an anime. Yep.
Do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? there's some pretty great ones.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's an anime. Yep.
There's one called oh shoot, what's the one? Oh dude, I can't remember it. Never mind. There was a pretty ridiculous one that I used to know. Um, it was like something about the protagonist
Yeah.
would the world would end if he saw something specific. It was just like the stupidest. If he didn't like, yeah.
Oh man,
Weird.
anime is so weird, dude.
But yeah, that was a little little mini game I wanted to try. I have another.
I did okay.
I have another. Yeah, you did.
I did okay.
You beat it.
Man, I wish I could remember. I thought of a great game for us to play the other day, and I meant to text you about it. I wish I had, because I forget now. Hopefully it comes back to me, because it would have been really fun.
Well, too late now.
Yep, that's in another world. We were playing a fun game. And
Yeah, in a parallel dimension.
yeah.
Those people enjoyed. Better
Okay. I remember it because it had something to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, we're like putting. No, we did that.
It was something about like different characters from different movies. I'll remember now though, because I remember kind of the premise of it. So we'll play it next time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be. I think it'll be fun.
Sweet.
And then we still have to do our MCU rankings, because we got them all in my letterbox now. So we gotta go through and go like, okay, which one of these is actually the worst? Because we know which one the best is, and we'll both say it at the same time.
Madam Web.
That's not in the MCU. That doesn't count. Okay, that's the Sony universe, and obviously it's the best one. so we can't.
In the Sony universe?
Yes.
Poor,
I mean, it's that or
Sam Raimi.
I was about to say it's that or Craven, both of which I haven't seen. But no,
Craven.
the best for real, the best MCU movie, which is the title of which we will name in 3, 2, 1, Civil War. See, I knew that would happen. I knew it. I was gonna go Infinity War, and then I was like, wait, he might say Civil War. It's like, so I should say Civil War because he won't if I do.
I don't think Civil War is as close to Infinity War as you think.
I think
and that's why we're gonna be.
I
doing
think it's
this ranking.
closer than you think it is. I think it's way.
So this is gonna
closer.
be a podcast ranking.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to.
I think we're gonna have to prep for
conclusion.
this. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because like, I think Civil War is closer to the top than you think it is.
Okay.
Because Infinity War.
We should tier list rank them then.
Yeah, that would be really fun. And then we would have to do like tier competitions too, of like, hey, these 3 are in the same tier, but which one is the
top of
the tier?
Oh, sure.
Because like, I think we can both agree that Civil War and Infinity War are both S tier. Or do you not think Civil War is S tier?
I hadn't thought about S tier for any of these. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Would we give any of those?
within the bounds of the cinematic, like some of them are have to be S tier, right? Because that's just like the toppest of the tiers.
Not all tier lists.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. Maybe we just go A through D.
But it depends on you. If you're just being like, this is the best. I've never seen anything better than if that's how you're ranking it, was like, sure, then yeah.
None of them.
Some of those would
Blade
be,
Runner.
but it's like. I thought you were just gonna stop at Blade, and
none of them are Blade either. To be fair, that movie's so good. We should rewatch Blade.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that episode of Community, I'm like, yep, I'm watching Blade next. Every time they do.
Somebody. Do you see the meme where they're like, there's Luna Snow in Rivals is like has a move where she like adds ice to wherever she's skating, and there's like ramps in the game, and they're like, now that Blade's in the game, they're like, oh please let him have a voice line where he says, I guess some MFers do skate up ice skate up. I was like, oh,
yes,
that's perfect.
That would be great. They just need Snipes to voice him.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
He'd do it.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think, dude, Civil War it's probably it very well could be the best MCU movie. It's top 3 100%, but it could be the best one. But yeah, we got to tier list these because Infinity War is arguable. But here's the question: do the flaws of Endgame reflect more negatively on the flaws? Like, do they enhance the flaws of Infinity War? because Infinity War has its flaws, and like at the time that it came
I
out,
don't know. I didn't watch them together. I watched them years apart.
yeah. But even still,
So
like,
I don't really think of them as one movie.
well, no, I don't either. But I'm saying like there were things in Infinity War that even when it came out, we were like, okay, well, I guess that'll get answered in the next one. And
Yeah,
then
maybe.
depending on how it answered it, does that impact Infinity War? Like the thing, like for instance, Peter Quill slapping Thanos. Like Doctor Strange is like, hey, there's only one way we beat him, and it's like, well, you Endgame needed to explain to us then why would that plan him out? Because they almost beat him, and they would have if Peter hadn't slapped Thanos. Like everybody is like, hey, why the heck didn't they stop Thanos? So what, like Endgame really needed an explanation of like, why didn't Strange just tell Tony, hey, we're gonna get to this point, and all you need to do is just knock Peter out. Like, don't we need him for the fight? But as soon as the fight's done, just knock him out. And like, I'm not gonna tell you, I can't tell you why because it'll change stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, Endgame didn't tell us why that wouldn't have worked. And so it's like that's kind of a plot hole in Infinity War that could have been fixed by Endgame, but wasn't. Like, it's just left ambiguous as to like, nope, this is the only way we could have won, and that's one. It's like, why? Like, you literally almost won on Titan. Like, the gauntlet was off of his hand. Peter was grabbing the gauntlet, and Peter Quill, like Spider-Man was grabbing the gauntlet, and Peter Quill slapped him and brought him back into. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in either movie to explain why Doctor Strange would say that wouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? But also, there's nothing to say that it would have worked. Like, getting it off would have been enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is a problem with Infinity War. And not that Civil War doesn't have its problems, it does.
Probably
But
just would have grabbed it and put it back on, or done something that would have changed time to wear it back on his hand, you know.
But
Ultimately,
there's so many things in Endgame that it was like at the time when you first watch it, you don't think about it because you're like, oh, they'll deal with it in the next movie, and then they either don't deal with it or they dealt with it poorly in Endgame. So it's like, well, you have to decide then? So does that make Infinity War worse or better, or does Endgame have any impact on Infinity War as a movie itself? You know, like, I don't know. We got to figure out where we lie.
For
on
me,
those
probably
things.
not. But I mean, I guess it does have to have.
Because it's a continuous story. It's not like Avengers 1 to Avengers 2, where it's like, yeah, they connect kind of, but like nothing in Avengers 2 affects Avengers 1. So, I don't know. It's fun. We'll have to do that on our tier list episode. That'll be fun.
That'll be good.
So, because, I mean, MCU, you know, still churning movies out, so still relevant, I guess.
Still happening. I guess we're not gonna know. Ow.
Oh no, thumb jam.
I guess we're not gonna get another one until next year, right?
Yeah. Spider-Man, right?
I think that was the last one for this year.
Or no, Spider-Man's not till July. They've got to have something in between now and then. That's a year.
No, I don't know that they do.
I haven't checked the slate. Let me check it real quick.
Yeah.
Next MCU.
Unless they have something in like February again, that I don't know about. I'm not thinking of anything. Like they had like several things on the list back, you know, on the slate a while ago, but those have been pushed and and like bumped and
that's
like,
why
the
I
change,
don't know,
everything is just
so much that's
so different now because of this writer strike and a bunch of different stuff that happened. So it's like, and the restructuring. So
let me see.
I have no idea actually what's coming next.
MCU
besides
next film.
It's like different things have been shelved.
Oh, Eyes of Wakanda animated series.
Yeah, but
Wonder Man animated series. The next MCU scheduled for that's old. Brave. It said Brave New World. Okay, Agatha Long, Brave New World, Born Again.
Is it Armor Wars or something?
May 1st, Avengers Doomsday.
Next year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
2026. That's the next movie.
Oh, I didn't know that was the next movie.
That's what I'm saying, dude. What are they gonna do?
So they had to do the Fantastic Four right now, yeah.
Well, and Spider-Man's coming out after Doomsday. So what does that tell us?
Huh.
And Secret Wars is a year after. It's May 7th.
Right.
Back to back. That's crazy. The next one is Doomsday? What?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are we doing?
It's like, I mean, originally we were gonna have a Blade movie. We were gonna have another Shang-Chi. There was another.
Okay,
there was something else.
Real quick, just so it's said, the lead up. Sorry to interrupt, but the lead up to Doomsday was the Marvels.
Yeah.
Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That is so bad. Like, I'm sorry, but as far as phases go, what phase are we even in right now?
6.
Is it 6?
I guess. But like, but I mean, they are using the casts of all of those movies basically.
Yeah.
And I finished Loki season 2
Oh, did
again. So and he's gonna be in it. And then they've got the only thing they're adding is the X-Men basically from the original X-Men films. Those guys are gonna be in it. So the only thing they could have done, I guess, was do a new X-Men movie with them again or something. I don't know, that tied into the MCU. But I guess Wolverine part was the only, or the Deadpool Wolverine was the only thing that we get from that right now. So because they had a few people.
Oh, so phase 6 begins with First Steps. So phase 5 ended with Thunderbolts?
I guess.
What the heck are we doing anymore? What do the phases
Like
matter?
they're changing stuff. I don't know.
The phases used to be
It ends with an
Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So what the heck are we doing? This don't make no sense.
They had a weird run there. That's why they're like,
oof. Armor Wars was supposed to kick off phase 6.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Fantastic Four was supposed to be November of last year.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. What's going on?
A lot of things changed.
Oh yeah, no Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi was Shang-Chi 2.
But I think is he? No, actually he wasn't. I don't think he was listed for Doomsday.
No, he's
but
not.
I think he's gonna be in one of these.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure.
This is all the stuff that's been canceled. Shang-Chi, the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Dimension of Darkness, Doctor Strange. Nova, which is a Disney Plus show. Young Avengers, Disney Plus show. Okoye, Disney Plus show.
Right.
Armor Wars, Disney Plus show. Spectacular Spider-Man, Family Business, canceled. Fantastic Four, kind of canceled / delayed / changed into First Steps.
Mm-hmm.
And then Battle World, which might still happen after Secret Wars, or before Secret Wars, but it's not in the plans anymore necessarily.
Well, I think that's what. I feel like they've wrapped that into either Doomsday or
yeah,
Secret
probably.
Wars.
Okay, so the films of the new Phase 6 will just be 4 films. It'll be First Steps, Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, and Secret Wars, which now this list says is not coming out till December. So that's probably more updated because May 1st or May 6th and 7th was
Brand New Day
before. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, probably so.
So I would imagine, the later date's probably the more correct date.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Christmas, basically, December 18th and December 17th.
Phew.
So Brand New Day will come out before Doomsday. So that doesn't tell us quite as much. I was about to say, what? How are you going to announce another movie after Doomsday, like between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and not, spoil stuff?
Yeah.
They could still have a movie between those two.
That's true. Yeah, maybe they can't announce
Yeah.
as well because they don't want to show. They have like once Doomsday comes out, then they'll be like, okay, now we've got
this and this
later coming out.
But you can't announce a Spider-Man movie in between the two of them.
Yeah.
Because like Spider-Man's going to be a huge part of Doomsday, I imagine.
Yeah.
But maybe not, because his movie's coming out before. So who knows? Not me, not you, not Marvel.
You'd for sure be. Do you think Doomsday is just going to introduce?
I don't know what
all
Doomsday's
of that,
going to be.
Or are they actually going to use it to set up on tear down everything?
Well,
or are they waiting for Secret Wars?
The fact that Doomsday wasn't even a part of sorry, spoilers, Fantastic Four, like the movie, like has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
The fact that that's a reality we're in tells me like I have no idea, dude. I don't know what Doomsday's going to be because we don't know anything about, dude. Like with Kang, before all that crap happened, at least we knew like, okay, this is what's gonna happen, right? Like this is what the trajectory we're on. But like we don't even know we don't even know Doom is a villain. So like it's gonna have to be an intro on some scale because they're gonna introduce Doom as a character officially, So it's I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see though. That's for sure.
Yeah. We'll be there.
We'll be there either way,
For
one way or
sure.
another.
For sure.
I don't know. I am excited for it genuinely. Like or maybe not excited, but looking forward to. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun in one way or the other. It's either going to be fun to just blast and tear apart, or it's going to be fun in that like, oh, hey, these are good. These are like a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I totally expect Spider-Man to be good. If Spider-Man's not good, I might cry. I enjoyed the last few Spider-Man movies, so I have hope. And that is the thing though. Like we're getting a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for Spider-Man. They got to be distracting. They got to just be throwing that out there to.
Yeah, I feel.
I don't even think it's going to be in the movie.
My theory, yeah, is that it's all not even part of the movie or something because we're getting all this BTS like full suits shots of like everybody in like they're telling, which I mean we get a little bit sometimes.
But we got like a whole scene so far.
But you get like long way shots and stuff. But we've got like close ups, we got crowd shots, we got videos from like everywhere, every angle.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten like some official videos and it's of the Spider-Man stuff being shot right now, and I don't know. Yeah, it just feels weird. I don't know if they're trying to like like play it safe ahead of time because they know he's gonna like be posting stuff accidentally, but which he hasn't in a while.
I was about to say he hasn't. He's only ever spoiled like one thing really. The other stuff was all like set up for sure.
But
like the time that he spoiled the poster supposedly, like that on Instagram Live, like that was set up. Like it was 100% intentional, for sure.
Yeah, some of them could have been, but no, he's in interviews and different things. He's done a lot more accidental. I mean, he's just young, but he's excited. I mean, yeah, it's
he's also
hard.
Not as young anymore.
No,
like, that was
no,
10
he's
plus
not,
years ago.
But younger than the like 40-year-old people he's working with.
True,
but
Benedict Cumberbatch trying to reel him in on all those interviews. That was so fun. That was a fun time.
Yeah, that was a time. But I think I'm inclined to think there's some angle to this for sure. There's some PR reason.
Gotta be.
Because it's very unlike them. Like they're very, very about secrecy and trying to be pretty much fresh until they start releasing the trailers and then anything goes because they'll just spoil the whole thing.
To spoil the entire movie.
But yeah, beyond that is odd. I'm interested to see what's gonna come of that.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Sometimes there is enough time between it that people forget, and that's why they can get away with it.
That's true.
It's like you never know.
Could have shared half the movie and then be like, "Oh no, we didn't. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of heroes, a bunch of villains in that apparently too. So I think it is gonna have a connection to those films in some way, because apparently it's got like the Hulk, Punisher, Mr. Negative, Scorpion. Like,
well, what do you think the chances are that they pull a Flash and they just do where they do the Flash interdimensional scene where it like showed Nicolas Cage for 2 seconds and showed the Reeves Superman for 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, they were all in it. We told you they'd be in it. See? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? What are the chances? What's the over under on that?
Yeah, I mean, there's always chances. They can all the dimensional stuff now, multiverse.
Yeah.
Like almost anything goes.
I mean, they kind of did that in the Multiverse of Madness, where they're like, "Oh, it's the multiverse," and they go to like 2 planets, and all the other ones they were in for like 4 seconds. I was like, "What? Nah, okay." Yeah. But we'll see. But all right, enough MCU talk. Let's get out of here. Give them the old famous entertaining nonsense outro, Ben. Take it away.
I'm not Ben, am I? Oh yeah, that's me. Hey, thanks for listening, y'all. We appreciate it as always. If you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back, and go ahead and hit the like button and hit the bell if you haven't already. If you've subscribed, that actually like notifies you directly. And I don't know. I think you can set up like email notification, but I think it also puts it up on your phone or your laptop. So that's helpful, and so at least you'll see about when we upload.
Yeah.
It's always best to get it in the first, when it's fresh and warm, in the first 10 days, that's the best time to listen to it. After that, it just falls off. Like the quality just starts degrading. No, it's kidding.
Yeah.
But anyway, no,
The resolution falls.
We appreciate you.
Sorry for the short episode today, guys.
We'll be getting more out soon, and we should have some new content coming your way very shortly. And keep checking us out. Andrew's page and my page individually. We're doing lots of cool stuff as well.
Oh yeah, tell them what you've been working on. Let them on the inside track.
What you talking about, Willis?
Talking about talking about practice. We talking about practice.
Not a game.
We're talking about practice.
I've been getting some like access through the art guild recently to do some like vending at local art events, and my art business have been opening up like some actual commission work and doing some little challenges and offering some cool stuff on my Instagram at Ninja Beam. So you can give that a follow if you want and see what I've been up to in the art world. I did my first acrylic painting of the local bluff and river, which is pretty cool. And but yeah, I got to do some of the local like Artsy First Thursday like art crawl stuff and vend at some local businesses, which was pretty cool recently, and sell some of the work I've been doing, and I've it's been good practice as well, just keeping up the drawing habit.
Heck yeah.
I was in and out of it for a while there, kind of let it sit for a little
muster.
I was trying to think of that word. I was like fester. I don't know if it's the right word, but definitely let it go a little long. So I've been trying to use this as well to keep in practice and try new mediums that I've been afraid to step into because they're intimidating.
Diving head first lately.
Yeah, and I've been trying to use other artists as inspiration and stuff, and I've always tried to pick up things, but it was just sitting as information in my head for forever because I wasn't applying it. So like now I'm actually like, okay, let me try that.
No application.
Yeah. So it's been fun so far. It's a bigger response than I was expecting right away. It's usually like a slow burn business.
For those of you that know, all of us that have been in Ben's inner circle for the last decade plus have been begging him to do this for the last decade plus. So that there's a lot of support from, the inner circle. Yeah. So we are all very excited about this happening.
Yeah, everybody constantly tells me, but that plays into my own whatever the
hesitation almost.
Well, the imposter syndrome that artists have, where you're like, you keep getting told that you're amazing so many times, you're like, yeah, are they just saying that though because they're my friend? It's like you start to you turn it around. It's a self-eating thing, but like also at HeroesCon I got to do some driving.
Heck yeah.
For the shuttle section, and I got to talk to a few like artists and creators that are professionals, and they were very encouraging too for the art side of things. Awesome. and getting started as a business. So that I think helped a little bit too. Again, all the friends and people around me that have contributed and helped recently too. That's been awesome. So thank y'all. I'm gonna keep going. So it seems to be working so far. So, but yeah, we did that, and then Andrew's doing big things in the soccer world.
Oh yeah.
He's making leaps and bounds and getting awards apparently, and
yeah,
he's already got a professional golf career going.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude! It counts as a
The
pro if you
sports.
win money, right?
That's right. If you're making money from it, that's professional status. So yeah, he's got the sports thing covered, and I've got the creative side covered. we're we're getting
Heck yeah.
these.
We're busting through those glass ceilings
right.
or whatever.
Yeah, for white guys.
For white
in their mid
for
in their 20s.
mid to late 20 white guys, you know, all the boundaries
All the
and
boundaries.
restrictions we've had placed on us by society.
Yeah,
We're breaking down each and every one of them, man.
hard times.
They won't hold us back.
it's hard times out here. But
we finally been given an opportunity to shine.
it's gone too long.
It's gone too long. What's the Braveheart speech?
Holding me to hold us back.
For too long they've held us down. But they will never take our opportunities.
We'll never take.
Oh man, it's terrible.
Our
All right. Well, after that brief outro, bye.
yeah.
See,
Thanks.
like, subscribe, follow, share,
Yep.
dislike. No, wait, not that
Yep.
one. Don't do the last one. Do the other stuff. Comment the good things.
Yep. Share for sure. All the social medias. And watch Stargate. Watch if you can.
Oh yes.
Definitely
Go
follow along.
Go watch Stargate SG-1. It's phenomenal. Everyone should do this at least once in their life.
Highly recommended.
And with that, bye-bye.
I'll see you.